Yo, what it do? What it do, y'all? After that one, that's one of them heads. Well, it ain't even a head scratcher. I knew the game was gonna be close, but the coaching is just it's bad. It's bad. What can I say? The coaching is bad, you know. And we sat here all off season. We've had questions all off season, and since the season started, we've had questions. We've had more questions than answers, and as the season progressed, we saw like, okay, it's Jack Tuttle was supposed to be their guy. That's pretty much what we learned after a few weeks. It's on Jack Tuttle. That's who they had all their hopes for. And okay, Jack Tuttle gets in the game. He gives a little spark because every time a new quarterback comes in, they seem to give the team a little spark. But then as you get more settled into the game, this was the guy that you had based the offense around. The play calling looks the same for everybody. The same dumb things you do with Orgy, you'll do them with Tuttle or Davis Warren. The offense is just bad. So it ain't the quarterbacks. What's when you keep breaking up, having breakups, and then everybody blames that person, always blames their ex. Oh, it was my ex. Oh, it was my ex. It was my ex. Nah, the common denominator is you. So Kurt Campbell, you're the common denominator, dog. It's you. Your scheme is garbage. You the common denominator. So, anybody that watches football, and my video from last night, I'm getting the Ohio State trolls that disappeared for 3 years. Now, some of them been around, but a lot of them disappeared for 3 years, but they coming back. And somebody said, well, you guys don't have that much talent on the outside. So what do you expect the coach to do? See, I hate seeing comments like that because they're so dumb and they don't know football. What is the coach supposed to do? Do you expect him to scheme guys open? Is that what you expect the coach to do? Do you expect him to have a great game plan? You guys don't have that much talent on the outside. What's Kurt Campbell gonna do? Stop talking football, boy, because I'm gonna pick you out. Stupid comments like that, I like to pick them out because they so stupid. What do you expect him to do? They don't got that. I expect him to coach, you idiot. He's making $1.5 million. Damn dummy. You come on here to try to troll and you making yourself look stupid. Don't know why corners are 10 yards off. That's part of this. That's part of the scheme. That's part of the scheme. But the problem is, let's get into this because I didn't even touch it last night. The equipment manager, the coaches, they didn't notice that guys were slipping. When you saw Jair Hill slipping multiple times, you should have told every player to check your cleats. Check your cleats. Make sure you have on the right cleats for this field. That's what you have to do. That was a heavy veteran team. I won't take it away from you guys, but they don't recruit like Bama. I mean, and they replaced a lot of dudes. It ain't no excuse, bro. I appreciate you not trying to just hammer us, but we was out coached, especially on defense. Jed Fish said, okay, The goal is to do whatever you have to do to win the game. That's the goal as a coach. If you got to put in this guy, he puts in the other dude to give them a spark when they needed it. It don't matter what you have to do. Just do it. Just do it. The imagination, the play calling, Jed Fish, he was pulling it all out. Like, I want this top 10 win. This means something to me. And our coaches, just lazy coaching. Like, they don't know. It's like they got 10 plays. It's like they start the game. It's like first half, they got about 20 plays. And that's with our basic 10, and then, plays with a little more imagination. When we get to the second half, they take all the imagination plays out of the playbook and they just go with those 10. All right, we're going to go with these 10 and we're going to call them over and over and over again. It's lazy. You can see that Kurt is in over his head. And Sharon better realize, bro, you're going to get fired messing around with these dudes. You ain't going to make it to the end of your contract. You ain't going to make it. Coaching matters. Coaching matters. See, lazy takes. The lazy takes have came from everywhere. What did you expect from a first-year coach? To hire guys that know what they're doing. As any coach, hire somebody that knows what they're doing. I mean, what are you talking about? He hired Wink, big mistake. Promoted Kirk Campbell, big mistake. Appreciate the $1.99 super chat, Zulu, Shaka Zulu. Let me bring you up, Cam.
Whoa. What's going on, boss? Go Blue, man.
Yes, sir. Go Blue.
Hey, man, you hit it right on the head. It looked like in the second half a high school football team, man. And it was horrible because they was throwing the ball to Donovan Edwards in the first half, and it was working. It was working. And then they went away from that to put Donovan Edwards in the game instead of Camille Mullins.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's like Don Brown all over again.
Wink. Yep.
Yes, he was blitzing where he didn't even have to.
It didn't make any sense because, if you're not getting pressure with 4, I understand blitzing. This might be what you got to do. That's smart. But when you're consistently getting pressure with 4, and then when you do blitz, you get burnt every time. It's like, bro, are you even watching what's happening?
Yeah, it's crazy. My thing is, we have a big time running back, and then we have a game breaker running back where he can catch the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So if he can catch the ball, where the screens at?
No screens. Same with Harbaugh. We never saw screens with Harbaugh, but he could get away with it.
He can get away with it. Because Harbaugh, because if you notice that freshman year with Donovan Edwards, he was catching the ball out the backfield, and teams were scared of that. When he get the ball, because I said his freshman year he had like 3 touchdowns catching the ball out the backfield.
That's probably the year they used him best out of the backfield. I think his freshman or sophomore year, one of them.
So go to that. That's our, and that look like that's our bread and butter. With Donovan Edwards on a linebacker, even on a safety, that's our bread and butter. But no, we go to this where our offensive line is horrible with 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 Link. I want to know, what have they seen in the offseason that Link was better than the two veterans that we had?
I don't know because we ain't seeing it. We see it in the run game sometimes, but his pass blocking is horrible. He one of the worst pass blockers in the country.
But also, if you look at it and if you watch it over again, in the run game, he only engaged for like a second and a half. After that, he's the other man is making a tackle for 2 yard gain on his side. So I just, man, this was horrible. Michigan had this game. They had confidence that 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 first drive in the second half was good. Then after that,
Mhm.
Kirk Campbell wanted to, okay, we can play basic now. We up 17-14. Okay, we not gonna lose the game. So we just gonna go and we gonna leave it up to our defense. But not them not recognizing Week is our defensive play caller, and we have miscues in the second half. You have to keep building momentum. You gotta press the issue. And that's the problem. These coaching staff is not pressing the issue with the talent we have on offense.
No, they get lazy, or they. I don't know if they just dumb or lazy. Maybe it might be both, honestly, because Kirk Campbell, and I said this last week. I said this exact thing last week. You can't in the second half when we get a lead. You have to keep cooking on offense. You can't get
Mm-hmm.
lazy. You got to keep designing great plays and calling great plays. But he got so vanilla in the second half. Everybody sees it now. Like this dude is just vanilla, super vanilla.
And they need to stop. And I notice when it's crunch time, they constantly going to coast 11 for like an 8 yard or a 6 yard. On that last pick that Tuttle threw, if 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 he'd have looked up, Amari Walker just beat his man. He torched his man.
Mm-hmm.
And
What's his name? Jack Tuttle was watching him the whole time. I'm about to bring you up, Maniac too. But yeah, he was watching him. He was watching him the whole time. He
he was,
he locked on to Colston Loveland, and that's part of the problem. But he threw it behind him. If he throws it in front of him, he still completes that probably.
or throw it off his, okay, remember the throw it off the break. When he break, he should have threw the ball right there. Because he waited. Because he rated and he scrambled to his left and then he threw it and it was too late because the defensive player or the safety read it. They
Mm-hmm.
read it. And my thing is, why our players is constantly slipping on the field? It was the whole game.
Yeah, it had to be the equipment or some of these fields, some of those fields like that, the way they made, like you can slip a lot. I saw Juck on Bucks breaking it down, like, but some of those fields, teams you'll slip on it. I'm not sure if it was that or if it was the cleats. You know,
And it's just heartbreaking because again, in the second half, we do not counter when the other opposition counter against us. We don't counter. And
no,
like I said, it's gonna be a long season, man. It's gonna be a
I
long
know,
season. It's
I
gonna
know
be
it.
a long season, man. Keep doing what you're doing, boss. I appreciate you. Go blue.
Yes, sir. Go blue. All right, I'm about to bring you up in a second, Maniac. Just let me read these super chats. Appreciate the 499 super chat. Jamie Hogue, he says, watching the team with so much talent being badly coached was giving me Don Brown PTSD. Definitely had me heated. Go blue. That's a fact. And Wink thought it was a game when all offseason we were talking about this blitzing and all this stuff because we've seen it. We've been through it, bro. You think it's a game. We're not playing. We've been through it. We're tired. We went through those years. 23 Tails, appreciate the $5 super chat. 11 minutes, 28 seconds in the fourth. They had trips, 0 blitz, 1 corner on trips. I'm so tired of Wink. Yeah. Like, bro, we've been through it. So we understand what can happen to a team, a defense that is blitz happy. You're going to get exposed. What up, bro?
Yo, Johnny, what's going on, champ? How you feeling?
I've been better. I'm blessed to wake up, but I've been better.
Yeah. It's a rough day for us Michigan fans, right? I mean, last night was unacceptable, very unacceptable. And I'm gonna touch on a lot of points you made on your recap video because I was saying it with Maze, man. We did the post game as well. First, let's start with the defense, right? The blitzing. Why? Why? We have 4 sacks. Stewart is cooking. Our D-line is cooking. And on top of that, right, you're going to blitz. And you know we're not a good open field tackling team, right? You're going to be on space one-on-one to make a tackle. Part of coaching is knowing your team, putting them in the best position to succeed. You're not doing that with your defense. Like, why are you blitzing? Why? There you go. Like you said, I remember Rodgers threw like a 4-yard pass to the running back. He got like 16 yards. It was like 2nd and 12.
Mm-hmm.
And then in general, Johnny, the defense, right? Coming into the season, the one unit we knew that we could rely on was going to be the defense because we knew what was coming back. We had potential 3 first-rounders. We have 4 now with Josiah Stewart. He's going to make a run at possibly being a late to probably early 2nd round. Maybe he don't go first because of his size, but he's playing like a first-rounder. And if he continues, we know Mason Graham, Will, and possibly Kenneth Grant and Josiah. So you telling me 4 possible first-round starters, and this is how we looking out there? There's no leadership. Makari Page, right? When Rob Moore got injured for the season, I said, we got Makari at least. So I feel all right. And no. It's like, what are you doing out there? Again, he looks lost. I don't understand what's going on. The miscommunication. There's a huge miscommunication on the defensive side of the ball. Johnny, I'm not saying that these guys are not playing 100%. I don't like to call no one quitters. But there's something missing in this defense. It's just not there. There's a spark. There's no reason why this defense should be allowing 10 a game at max. Bro, when we out there, I'm nervous. I'm like, oh, we playing a pass. I'm like Pookie in New Jack City. I'm like, oh man, please don't blitz. Oh my God, he's throwing it. Oh, and it's like I'm nervous. Johnny, that's not good, right?
Yeah.
And then offense. Oh my God, you hit it on the nose again, champ. Vanilla. Add sprinkles to that vanilla. A lot of sprinkles to that vanilla. Because the first drive of the second half, I said, there you go. That's the way you call it. You saw when we threw the side pass to Samaj Morgan. He went in motion. They knew he was in man. They threw it to him. It gained like 15 yards. Simple stuff like that. A screen pass. First of all, what's creativity? Don't mention that in the Michigan. They don't know what that word means. You're speaking a foreign language when you say creativity for this team, because that's something we don't have. I know we have the ability to be creative, but we don't have it. We don't use it. Why is it that Campbell is putting his team in a position to fail? I mean, we're 6 games in. There's no reason, Johnny. You know what it is. Listen, if you had 2 kids, one can read, one can't read too well. All right, we're going to help them. Our child, whichever kid, we're not going to make them read the same book. Our kid, there's advances because it's not going to work. They're not going to be able to comprehend it yet. We got to take steps. That's what we got to do with this offense. But we don't, man. And is Tuttle the answer? I don't think right now we have any answer at quarterback. But I don't care who's there. I just want to win.
Yeah, that's what I always say. But the problem's not the quarterbacks to me. Like, of course, we want one with more talent than we have, but the problem is it's not gonna matter unless you got Caleb Williams or somebody like that back there that's just gonna be super dynamic, bro. Your scheme, the scheme is garbage. It's garbage, bro. Like, I don't care what nobody says about it. It's trash. There's no eye candy, no misdirection. It's just so basic and vanilla. No screens, like they don't do anything. It's just, all right, we're gonna call the play. Beat your man. Beat him. Try to be Tom Brady. Come on. Do it. It ain't gonna work, bro. Like, do you know how to scheme guys open? Do you know how to scheme a guy open? I don't think he does.
No.
And he doesn't know how to call plays. Like, when things get tight, run up the middle. All right, if you're gonna run the ball, a pitch, a toss, a stretch, something.
Option, a quick option. I watch these other teams play with mobile quarterbacks, and I'll be like, why Michigan can't do that? Simple plays. It's just simple shit. We're not asking them to be complicated, and that's the frustration. And why yesterday's loss is so frustrating, because Washington was not the better team. Washington's not Texas, I can accept that. They just a better team. Michigan plays them 5 times this year. They lose 5 times. We were better than Washington. And Michigan, on the coaching staff, they lost that game. And like you said, listen, I'm all about giving people the benefit of the doubt, but Campbell and Wink, absolutely not. Unless with a miracle, we win out every game, which I don't see happening. No. Unless we win out, moving forward, then it's like, okay, they figured it out during the bye. Maybe we were wrong. But the way things are looking, no, I think we're going to be right. And we get a bye now, Johnny. At least us Michigan fans, we need a bye. We hurt, we everything. And we could go into Illinois. Illinois plays Purdue Saturday. That's going to be a win for Illinois. Well, then again, it's college football. We've been seeing crazy shit happening. So ain't nothing guaranteed, right? We seen Bama get cooked. Minnesota, right? Oh, y'all beat a trash Minnesota team. They beat USC yesterday at home. They did that defense is for real. That's one. And Tennessee lost, and Michigan. So and Georgia was in a fight to like mid-4th quarter. So every week in college football, you got to come to bring it. But the point is this: Illinois in 2 weeks. We got to go on the road again. The only thing that I feel a little bit more comfortable, I don't think Illinois is as explosive as a USC, as a Washington, or Texas, but they can match the physicality of Michigan. So I think this is going to be a very low-scoring game in the teens, 17-14. First one to 20 would definitely win that game against Illinois. Unless, again, offense gets complacent. And like you said, we get vanilla. We put the rainbow sprinkles, chocolate sprinkle, ISO up the middle. ISO, punt. And it's like, guys, come on, do something else. Yeah, Sharon Moore was a offensive coordinator, bro. You the coach. You got to take the lead. Say, yo, my man, go over there. Go over there. Just go do something. Talk to my quarterbacks. I got it. That's it. Sharon Moore was the offensive line coach, head coach, and the offensive coordinator for like 2 games last year. 3 games, excuse me. Doing 3 things. Come on. He could coach and call the plays. If they want to salvage the season, Johnny, changes need to be made. Players need to look in the mirror this week and say, listen, what is it that we want from this season? What do we want? Because like I said, Johnny, we lose again. Guess what happens now? Will Johnson, he's battling a hamstring injury. Mason Graham is battling a shoulder. No, they said, bro, I'm a first round pick. This season is done. I'm calling it quits. And you know what? I don't blame them. People gonna be like, no, don't say
No, I
that.
don't blame
You
them.
can't quit on you. I don't blame them. Because you know what? For what? They got millions waiting for them.
Yep. And these dudes, it's not like these dudes are helping them.
Correct.
You know, they put them in position to lower their draft stock. You know what I'm saying? So I don't blame them either. You know, if they want to pack it in if we lose another one. Why? These dudes are hurting my draft stock. They not making me look good.
Definitely not, man. But listen, just like you and the fellow Michigan fans, I heard you in the beginning. You know me. When it comes to Ohio State fans, I'm here to cook their ass. Ask any of them in the chat right now. Any of them could comment later on because that's what they do. Oh, maniac. He be man, shut your ass up. First of all, Ohio State, again, you haven't won a meaningful game since 2020. Your fluke win against Clemson. How was a fluke win? We dominated. You saw what happened to you in the Natty? The college committee almost implemented a mercy rule that game, the way Bama was doing, y'all, bro. As a fact, it was about to charge Nick Saban for assault on the football team based on what he was doing to Ohio State. And you hung a banner for almost beating Georgia. We almost beat Georgia, Alish. We almost beat Georgia. Hang a banner in Columbus. They have it hanging. We almost beat Georgia. So they had not. They haven't celebrated nothing in a long time. So I don't know why they talking. Shut your mouth up. Y'all never went to 3 straight playoffs. Never. Never. The mighty Ohio State top 3, top 5 recruiting classes in the last 10 years. More 5-stars than the whole Big Ten combined, like in those 8 years. The most first rounders with Bama and Georgia. And in this, and all of that, in 10 years, your only best win is a Clemson in the playoffs. You're bums. Ohio State fans, y'all bums. Win something. I don't care if you go undefeated and lose the Natty by 1 point. If you don't win the Natty this year, y'all gonna want to kill me because I'm gonna flame y'all forever. Bums. Johnny is the maniac. I'm out.
All right, bro. That's the maniac. You can catch him on Maze Madman. Let me bring up Rod, you keep jumping back and forth down. You keep getting put back further back. I'm gonna bring up the good doctor.
What's going on, Johnny?
Nothing much. How you doing, bro?
Good. I said I'm going to catch Johnny this Sunday. I thought you were going to go later. I was at the sports bar watching my Bills, and I looked at my phone. I said, yo, let me go get on Johnny's show. Couple things. Let me see if I can get all these in. I agree in terms of Wink. When our defense made plays last night, I was looking to see how many he was rushing when our defense had success against that offense. And on those instances where they rushed 4, I think that's when they got the pick, and that's when good things happened. So I don't know, similar to you, I don't know why he feels the need to continue blitzing. Certainly the turnovers killed us last night. You can't go on the road and turn the ball over twice.
No.
I thought the offense, when Tuttle initially came in, it clearly looked different than when Alex was in there. I agree. I think Kirk Campbell needs to use more eye candy, and they should have implemented more packages just for Orgy. And what I saw a lot of spread sets, and I don't know that capitalizes on what Orgy could have done for us. Now, a bunch of balls were getting tipped. He was trying. I think he saw some guys open, and the ball was getting tipped quite a bit, and balls were getting knocked down. In that instance, you throw a pump fake, a ball fake, but he just doesn't have the experience. I thought the offense looked a little more. But I looked at the statistics. It seemed like Donovan got more of the carries last night. Did you see the same thing as opposed to Mullings?
Yeah. I think Donovan had more carries.
And Donovan, and he had some success. And I think in that second half, when he slipped and fell down, that was the perfect opportunity for one of his vintage cutbacks. That hole was wide open. That hole was wide open, and I think if he stayed on his feet, and ran through that hole, that drive goes a little bit differently. But Sharon Moore, this is where some gray hairs are going to start growing out on his hair now, because this whole thing here with his coordinators, I don't know, as you said, that they're positioning our players to get the maximum out of them. Whether it's Wink calling too many blitzes, or whether it's Campbell not being as creative as he could be with the quarterback that he has at that particular time. And it's interesting. I wonder sometimes, Sharon Moore, he's the head guy, but are they talking about this, or is Sharon just kind of going in his office and saying, okay, well, that's his job, I'm going to leave him alone? But having been the offensive coordinator, Sharon should be giving feedback and saying, hey, look, man, if we're going to go with Orji had it for a little while, we got to build something around him. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And now, if they didn't get the most out of Orji. Okay.
No, it don't look like they did. It looks like it's the same offense basically for all of them. Like they didn't tweak it for, okay, this is what Orji does better. This is what Tuttle does better. This is what Warren does better. It just looks like the same basically for all of them, kind of.
Yeah. And I think the great coaches, they make adjustments based upon the talent that they have. And so now, shoot, I don't know what we have. I mean, obviously, it looks like you got to ride with Tuttle for a little while, because he did move the ball.
And he's got a veteran calming presence to him.
Yes. It looked like you could see he was processing the game up until the 2 turnovers, the fumble, and the pick he threw. It looked like he was processing the game. He's mobile. He has a strong arm. He's got that experience. So maybe, the fumble, maybe next time he'll be a little more secure when he takes that ball into traffic. And maybe he'll know, okay, throw the ball a little bit outside so the defensive back doesn't pick it off. But I don't know, man. I think the rest of the season at this point is a bit of a crapshoot. It's gonna hinge upon whether or not that offense can coalesce into something. And I also agree that for those defensive players, Will Johnson, Kenneth Grant, Mason Graham, if the season doesn't show any promise, I don't blame them for sitting and trying to take care of their health and salvage their bodies. Last thing I'll say is that I did see quite a few missed tackles last night.
Yeah, that too.
I was looking
on that. Yeah.
Yeah, and they and especially in this Baltimore Ravens defense, even the version that the OG is calling, those DBs have to tackle in space, and they were letting Giles Jackson and that Denzel Boston kid, they were letting them get away. And yeah, the sum total of it is going to be what we got last night. So
yeah.
All right, well, I'm gonna drop down so someone else can come up.
All right, bro. I appreciate
Peace.
you. I appreciate you hopping on.
All right, I appreciate you taking me. Peace.
All right. That is the good doctor. But yeah, the I'm gonna bring you up in a second. Oh, Rod, don't drop down, or I'm gonna bring up Brett before you. Just hold on, But that's the thing about this team. The coaching, I could go from Wink. Well, Sharon Moore, it starts with him. He's the head coach. You done hired all these dudes. That's on you. So Sharon Moore, Wink, Kurt Campbell, Lamar Morgan. I can never remember the linebacker coach. He ain't good either. Was it Deja Murray or something? I can't remember it. Ron Bellamy. We got about 5 coaches that need to be gone, that need to be let go. Like, just honestly, I guess you can take the rest of the year for a resume for really seeing, do I want to bring these guys back? But you're going to have to fight to keep your job. From this point on, I'll be like, this is reality check for everybody. And you got to fight to keep your job. You got to fight to. If not, they're going to have to clean house. You just going to have to clean house again. And then you're going to have another year setback. The reason Sharon was hired, so we didn't really have a year like this. This is why. What up, Ora?
Yo, Johnny, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I want to make this quick because basically everything we've been talking about over the past 2 weeks has come to fruition. And I'm not one to call the players, especially on the defense, because we know what they can do when they're coached properly. This defense returned the core of their strength. Yeah, they lost Mikey, and Rob Moore, but these guys are put in such bad positions on defense, it's out of control. Why are we treating the Washington receivers like Roma Odunze is out there? He's not out there. Why are you giving Giles Jackson a 10-yard cushion? Like he couldn't crack the field for Michigan, except on the end around every once in a while. Like, what is going on, dude? Like, they're out there like they were going up against Ohio State in terms of these receivers, giving them 10 yards of cushion. It's like you can make Will Rogers look great when you're 15 yards off the guy and he can run a simple sprint for a 12-yard first down untouched. Yeah, the receivers can make your guys miss when they're catching the ball with a 5-yard cushion and they have all the space in the world to make a move on a guy who's coming downhill. Like Wink, like just these coordinators, just like these hires were the worst hires he can make. He got a stubborn guy in a Wink, and then a guy who has no clue what he's doing in Campbell. Okay, like for Sharon, who's a first-time head coach, he should have gotten an OC with some experience, who knows how to call plays and set up an offense, who has experience with different kinds of offenses. Because Campbell only knows a playbook when he has a top 10 quarterback. JJ's not out there. Why are we running as much as, why are we passing as much as we are even passing? And then the passing, you called it on your video yesterday, is so vanilla. Just drop backs. It's insane. Like he's not Aaron Rodgers out there. He's not. Why you got him going back there looking for guys? You're acting like he's been playing all season. He has not been playing all season. And you're out here making him read a defense on the road in a hostile environment. It's coaching malpractice out there. I mean, and then like anybody talking about like players should be sitting out, like first off, no one's gonna do that. No one only do that. They only do that in bowl games. This team still has to play Ohio State. This team still has a lot of pride. No one's gonna be sitting out the rest of the season for their draft stock. Like, come on, man. Like, I know we're all hot because of a loss, but like, I'm of two mindsets, right? As a fan base, like we've been blessed with an amazing 3 years. This is our first Big Ten loss in 2 years. Okay. That being said, it wasn't with this staff. This is a new staff, so they get none of the grace that the other coaching staff got. All right. Wink needs to stop. Like Wink, like I'm cool with both of these guys being fired during the bye week. I'm cool with both of them because Wink ain't learning. That game plan yesterday was so. I mean, they were just getting shredded by an average passing attack. Like average, like Jet Fish was out there cooking on him. He's out there with the skillet and the chef hat, flipping it. He said, "You know what? Let me call plays today. I got this. I know exactly how to flex on a guy like Wink." And he was out there. He took the play sheet. He took the call sheet from his coordinator, and he was out there just cooking with that fucking visor on there. I don't know how you make those videos. I said in the comment, I don't know how you make those videos, Johnny, and not cuss like crazy, dog. Because after a game like that, because that was just so terrible, so terrible. And these guys, man, bless you, dog, bless you. And I mean, and on the running game, equal carries. They got equal carries for both running backs. Wrong. Mullen should be getting 2/3 of the carries. No two-back sets, like minimal two-back sets. When they were doing, and the thing, Johnny, is that they do things, but they have nothing to build off of, right? So they did the end around pass with with Samaj, right? And that was a
Yep.
nice little game, but they have nothing to build off of that.
They just
Nothing like
forget
that
about
similar. They just forget about that. They have no jet sweep counter to that. Nothing like with a similar look, but they do something else. Nothing. Nothing. They're like this coaching job, especially in the offensive side, is so bad. We're in the triple digits of everything. How does he still have a job? Like, and don't talk to me about like, oh, he's a man, he's a man just like us. You calling for him to get fired? Yes, yes. Because first off, the only reason he got the job is because of JJ. Let's be 100. Okay, if we didn't have JJ last year, this offense would have been so bad, so bad. Like
yeah,
JJ made this offense look like way better than it was. Okay, like if you go back because if you go back and look at like the draft in the preparation for the draft, I was watching a lot of like NFL guys watching JJ tape, and they were like, "What are these formations? What is? Why are all the receivers bunched up together? Like like this? You're making it so hard on your quarterback. Like, like we were blessed with JJ McCarthy, who was a all-time quarterback and a a genius and mentor, a genius and mentor. Like we're
yep.
gonna look back in 20 years, and Mentor is gonna be one of the best minds in football. Period. And we
Yeah,
were so lucky to have him. We miss him so much, and you're seeing like what happens when the guy who is like Wink isn't hungry. He's hungry for like a hoagie. He's hungry for cheesesteak, but he's not hungry in terms of like advancing his career and showing
no.
what's what and like learning and adapting. And then Campbell, if it wasn't for JJ last year, dude, like you would be a nobody. You would have gotten dismissed like just like anybody else.
Yep, yep.
Like like he's acting like anybody who thinks that like Wink, I'm sorry, that Campbell like somehow like made JJ the player he is asinine. He JJ was JJ despite this offense. Despite
Yeah,
this offense last
we
year.
we
And
held him back, honestly.
oh, 100%. 100%. Like all year, I was like, all offseason going into last season, I was like, let JJ cook. The offense should be going through JJ. Let JJ cook. I mean, granted, we had amazing offensive line and an amazing running back in Corum, and so we were good. But like, and we got away with it. But like, whenever we needed it last year, Johnny, whenever we needed it, who did we go to? JJ. JJ. Whenever we absolutely needed it. In that championship game, when we had our back heel in the end zone, and like we were only up 7. What happened? JJ made a play. JJ made the throw. JJ made the run. Fire Campbell. Fire Wink now. Like at least fire Campbell. What good is he doing? What good is he doing?
He's
You're
horrible to me.
you cannot tell me with this talent that they should be this bad. No way. No way. All right, Johnny, I'm about to have a heart attack. You have a good day, man. Go blue.
All right, bro. Go blue. Whoo, that was old Rob. Brett, I'm about to bring you up. Brett been waiting patiently. So let me not let him wait no more. Come on, bro.
All right, Johnny, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Dude, okay, well, this is the first time I'm calling in because I just can't deal with it anymore at this point. I needed to vent to somebody here. Been listening for years, but bro, I what I'm really questioning, I don't even want to blame any of the players at this point because they're not being put into a position to succeed. And what I'm really questioning right now is a little bit different than what everyone else is kind of like. We know Campbell's bad, but what I want to know about his personal life. And what I mean by that is how often do you think Nick Saban stayed home late from work to when he had a big game coming up to try to scheme something, or the guys that he hired? He called them all for a meeting. Hey, sorry, tell your wife you're not gonna be home tonight because we got to play Georgia next week and we can't afford to waste any time. How much extra work is Campbell putting in to create game plans? Because it looks
Mm-hmm.
to me, and you said it the other one time, The offense that they have in Madden or on College Football 25 is horrible. It looks like he just calls plays off of the College Football 25 game.
It does.
Like
it really does.
If I see one more all hitch, all curl, I'm gonna lose it. What? It's not like we've put it on film 100 times. And I just question how much extra work he's putting in, because if I'm Sharon Moore, I'm hiring guys that are staying late.
Yeah.
I'm hiring guys who are in the office, like on their own accord, in the office late. You know, if you're the head coach, you know who's staying there. You know who shows up early every time. If any of them do it at this, I don't know who's doing what in the coaching staff. Like I'd love to be a fly on the wall to listen to what they even talk about, what they
me
even
too.
say. I have no idea what goes on. Like where in these meetings do they say all hitch is going to work again? Run up the middle is going to work again against this defense.
Don't stretch the field at all. Don't even
Right.
try.
That's another problem. They don't even put stuff on film, and you say this a lot. Just throw it deep one time, you're going to back people off. You can run an all hitch one time, but the next time you run a hitch and go. When have we ran a hitch and go?
No, they don't set anything up. They don't set anything up.
They set nothing up. That's one of my biggest problems. And with the motions, let's say you wanted to go doubles right. How hard is it to line up in doubles left and send the slot guy in motion?
Simple.
Like, that can't be too, like, if they want to run stuff out of base. Okay, if your base is going to be a doubles right, line them up on the other side and just move them over. Do that on like almost every play. I remember reading a stat about the Niners. They motion like more than any team, and that's why their offense is so successful. Because every time you motion, you can't. The defense reveals its cards a little bit. It makes it easier on the quarterback. It makes it easier on the offensive line. If you're doing hard counts, and that's the discipline. I mean, I understand that teams had pre-snap penalties, but what was going on with that 4th and short? What was Crip? He just like snapped it
I don't know. I don't know what was going on with that. That whole series was kind of weird. I'm not sure what was going on.
It makes no sense to me. I can't. The defense is ridiculously bad. I don't know how much I can handle Dr. Blitz 2.0. It's the stubbornness that I have a problem with. How hard is it to call a coach and ask them what they did? How hard? Like you said it, and then one of it, like, oh, yeah, Minter. Oh, he does have your plays. He's just not using them. Oh, that's all I needed to hear. Oh, you did leave all your files behind. Oh, wait, we all know that because it's on film. You can watch the film at bare minimum.
Exactly.
Because Minter took everything with him and hit it all. Bare minimum, you still got it on film.
He thinks he's smarter than Minter.
He's the OG.
I'm so tired of hearing that.
I can't. And another thing that I got to get, this has been pissing me off real bad, is whenever I look into a comment section, I see something about, oh, Michigan, look how they look when they can't steal signs. Are you even like smart enough to function in society if you think that losing 18 starters and all to the draft and all 3 coordinators and your top 10 generational talent quarterback is going to mean you're going to be the best again? How does that even make sense? These people are just brain dead, I feel like.
It's low hanging fruit for them, so they use it whenever they can.
I know. I'm just so sick of it, and you know, I would get upset last year because I thought they weren't using JJ properly. When you have a quarterback like JJ, I heard this is another. I heard Urban Meyer one time say something. If he had Donovan Peoples-Jones when he was like playing for us, that he would have been the top receiver on Ohio State's team. That's how good DPJ was. We just never used him. The same goes with JJ. You think if JJ was a quarterback at like Texas right now, or instead of Carson Beck, he was at Georgia, or instead of Milroe, he was at Bama, he'd throw for 500 every game. You saw when he went and played for the Vikings in his first one preseason game, he was lighting it up.
Man, he was looking good.
Like, he's a generational talent. And I played football my whole life. I can see when when a quarterback is making throws that are not throws that quarterbacks can make. And JJ did it all the time. And I understand we're not going to be blessed with that. What I'm worried about with Tuttle, this is another thing my dad brought up, was we're afraid that it could be another John O'Corn situation or even like a Cade situation. Like when he came in against Rutgers instead of
It's a
Milton.
spark. It's a spark
Right.
because it's somebody new. And the
defense
other
hadn't
team
prepared.
they're not prepared for him.
So it's like, okay, he looks good now. And then we saw towards the end of the game, fumbling, pick, not making, and I don't think the play calling was conducive to him being successful. I never do. I can't stand the offensive play calling just makes me so angry. It's unreal. I dread watching it because I know I'm just going to get pissed.
No,
Like, here we go again, run up the middle for, it's, if I consider myself to be much smarter than the average football fan. However, I can sit there and just predict the plays that they're going to be running. And I don't I don't get the all 22 film. I don't spend my free time studying it like these players should be or the coaches should be. And if I can sit here and tell you what they're going to do, that's a huge problem. And I'll say this last thing before I I don't even think we're going to beat Illinois. I heard Devin Gardner talking about this.
Mouth. Like it's not likely with that, especially the way they play defense.
Yeah, that's what Devin Gardner was talking about because that was before the game in that, Monday morning quarterback, or it might have been dropping dimes, but he was like saying Illinois will just put guys in motion on defense, but still play zone. It's so hard to diagnose. Like if they're going to be shredding I don't even know if we're going to score 14.
It's going to be hard. It's definitely going to be hard.
And why can't we hire their defensive coordinator? Do you know how much money Michigan has? Just send these dudes a blank check.
Yeah.
Like, write down how much you want to come here. We got donors. How many lawyers we got in New York? How many guys on Wall Street grads do we got? I mean, we're one of the richest universities. You can't write these people a blank check.
You would think they would, but it seems
Mike Loxley, too, on offense. I'd like to have him.
Yeah, that would be a great hire for offensively.
And, I give people a really short leash, to be honest, like you do, because you show your hand. I mean, you're probably not going to change. I don't see this getting better. I'm just I hope we can get Bryce Underwood. I mean, that with Dave Portnoy and his $3 million, like we need something.
Yeah, we need something.
And because I just can't deal with it. But all right, Johnny, I just had to get that off my chest. You can whoever's up next, but it's can't deal with it. But yeah, I'm gonna get up on out of here.
I appreciate you, bro. That's what it's here for, to vent.
I had to vent. I can't deal with it anymore. But yeah, I'll get up off of here. I don't know how to get out of here, but
okay, I got you. Appreciate it. Yeah, and that's just the frustration right now. The frustration is because if you don't really know football, you just we're bad. If you're not invested like most of us are, you just watch the games and Michigan is bad and you just kind of accept it like, man, Michigan is bad. You don't really know what's going on, or you don't really realize it. You just kind of, oh man, Michigan is bad, and you go along with your day. You know what I'm saying? You just go along with your day. But when you know football and you watch the games closely and you kind of study the game somewhat, you're invested, you see that the coaching is horrible. Like, it's simple as that. You can see it. You can see it the first game that something don't look right. They bringing in dudes on defense. Did they just bring in a fourth and fifth stringer cornerback in the first quarter? Something ain't right. I was scratching my head then, like, something ain't right. Why he in the game? This is the first game, and it's still the first quarter. Something ain't right. Then we played Texas. Defense looked lost. Well, this don't look right. Linebackers are lost. Don't know who to have in coverage. Cornerbacks lost. Don't know who they're supposed to have in a cover 3, in a cover 2. They confused. Safeties that have been starting for 2 years, confused. He don't know. That ain't right. This dude been starting for 2 years. That don't look right. And then watching Campbell on offense with his boneheaded, he's just lost. Like if you put him in a closet and said, coach your way out of here, boy, that's the last you're gonna see of Campbell, because he ain't getting out that closet. That's gonna be the last time you see him. He gonna be in the closet. He gonna be in there, because he just doesn't know what he's doing. Like, he doesn't know how to set up plays. Brett brought up some great points. He doesn't know how to scheme plays, and he doesn't know how to set things up. So the offense doesn't grow on things and set things up to do later in the game. You run a couple plays because you're setting. You might run a screen because you're going to do a fake screen, and then you're going to throw deep. You get what I'm saying? You're setting up things, but they're not setting up things. They're just running the most basic offense I've ever seen with less talent on offense. You get what I'm saying? So that's just what it is right now. Bad coaching. It's just bad coaching. Players that aren't playing well, what? Zeke Berry's struggling. He's struggling now. Jair Hill, he's struggling now. Let me get you out of here. Every NFL game on TV. But yeah, Jair Hill struggling. He took 2 steps back. When we go against these smart offensive coordinators, they just stay away from Will Johnson, which is smart, and that's what I said I would do. Because if you got common sense, you're not going to keep throwing at one of the best corners in college football. That's just stupid, You don't keep throwing at Will. Why? When I can abuse Jair Hill over there, he was feeling himself and feeling good because he did play well the last 2 weeks. But when they keep throwing at you, Jed Fish was like, "Nah, don't let him off the hook. Throw at him again. Throw at him again. Just keep throwing at him until I stop doing this. Just keep throwing at him." And he would just keep throwing at him. But it don't help. Also, when we do good things, Wink is blitzing, and Jed sees it from a mile away. And was it Will Rogers? It's so obvious. They see it from a mile away, and they expect you to do it. So when you do it, they're prepared, and boom, 15 yards, boom, 17 yards, boom, 20 yards. Every time you blitz, it doesn't get there, and we give up a big play. You're an idiot. Let me bring you up, Steven. Yo.
What's going on, man? So I just saw the AP top 25, and I'm a little disheartened because I don't think Michigan should have dropped to number 24, but it is what it is. I agree with everything you're saying. Well, this is what I'm confused at, man. I'm in the supermarket. How you doing? The D-line is actually not playing bad.
The D-line is playing well for the most part.
Yes. They're getting past that first read, that first line of defense, and it's almost like, and you're right, Will, I don't know what Will was thinking yesterday, but Jair Hill, McCarty Pace is such a disappointment. I don't hate the guy, but you've been in college too long to be that bad. The blitz, it was doing okay until I think they brought Demond, what's his name, the Washington backup in. Then it was like, okay. And like it was scared because Will Rogers can't run, he just doesn't run as much. And What's his name? Wink Martindale. He's just so stubborn. I wish Coach Moore would just say, you know what, bro? It ain't working. Either you do something else, or I'm just telling you that you got 6 more games at Miss. Because Coach Harbaugh didn't do that with Don Brown. He didn't do it with Drevno. He just waited until the brass told him, hey, they got to go. Coach Moore doesn't have the leash that Coach Harbaugh has. He doesn't have the pedigree. He doesn't have the cloud. He doesn't even have, I don't think he has more than 2 years to get it right. So he's going to have to make some decisions. I hope he gets it right. But right now, now I'm seeing what y'all seeing. This might be a 8-9 win team. That Michigan State game for some reason is not scaring me, but it looks less likely like a whoop. You know, it could be like 17-17 in the fourth quarter, and a mistake is made. I also want, and I'll say this and get down. Kurt Campbell, he got to go no matter what. But did y'all notice how when Jack Tuttle got in, Donovan was RB1, and that threw Khalil completely off? Donovan was doing his thing, but why not put them both on the field? Something doesn't make sense. Use Donovan as a decoy. Right. Just use him as a, like, Tuttle played okay. Those turnovers killed him. He didn't play bad. But the offensive line for somebody like Evan Lake, I never want to hear this dude's name again. I just don't. He's that bad. People say, well, he's the redshirt freshman. He'll be better next year. Let him be better somewhere else. Go to Western Michigan. Let him be better somewhere else. But they broke that. Like, it's almost like when Donovan was playing, they were cool, but Khalil was out there, and it's like, y'all ain't gonna box for Khalil? It just is so disappointing to see the drop off. Not of talent, but of mindset, because the mentality has changed that Coach Harbaugh is going. I don't know why. They don't have that killer instinct. It's almost like some of those guys are like, well, 7 more games in the NFL, here I come. And that's it. There's nothing else. I'm Jair Hill, I'm disappointed in him. I don't really care that if he doesn't start, I don't care. He and Zeke Berry take some of the worst angles I've ever seen. They can't tackle in space. They give you, like Jair Hill will give you 7 yards just because he has no confidence in himself. I'll be like, just throw it number 20. You're getting the first down after 2 catches every time. And nobody said, who's the DB coach? Like, who's the DB coach? Like, they don't, like, Clink, is it Clink or is it somebody else?
No, Clink is in
Morgan. Yeah, it's like these guys, why aren't you teaching these guys basic fundamentals? And if you are, why aren't they applying it? You got to get to the point where you say, you know what? If we're going to lose to somebody else, because this makes no sense what you're doing. They need to get in these boys' butts and say, hey, some of y'all going to hit the portal if y'all ain't playing better. It's like they just give them a lead. It reminds me of Coach Hoke, his first year, and Coach Harbaugh's third year. Like, they just let the world just play through it. No. You're the reigning national champion. Bama has lost 13, 14 guys and I know we're not Bama, but they come back at least played hard. These guys are playing like they just ready for the season to be over with. And just can't just go. Just lose. But this is embarrassing. I still rock with my Wolverines. I hope that they can right the ship. At this point, since I don't have confidence in the coordinators, I no longer have confidence in Coach Moore this year. So I don't know what he's going to do. I hope he changes it around, but I don't think so. And as a black man, I was rooting for him, but he got to do better, or he can go after 2 years too. And I'm just going to listen.
All right, bro. Appreciate it. That's Steven. He been watching me. He used to stay cooking me, you know, and he always had confidence that we were going to win, you know, even when it was likely we wouldn't or whatever. But now it's like, bro, this is bad. Like, this is bad, you know. And the thing about it is Sharon Moore, and I'm gonna bring you up. Let me say this real quick, and I'm gonna bring you up, Cameron. The thing about this is, you know, during the offseason, Sharon was so busy, and I think this is what it was, partly. He was so busy trying to, you know, get everything in order. And this is his first time being a head coach. So he's trying to get everything in order, trying to get these coaches. And then when they started practicing, I don't think he really fully knows himself as a coach yet. You get what I'm saying? You know, so I'm not sure if he feels comfortable yet calling out Wink, calling out Kurt Campbell. You get what I'm saying? Like, knowing letting them know what's the standard and what's acceptable. Not for when Harbaugh was here. I'm here now. I'm the head man. My job on the line. I don't care if Harbaugh gave you 2 chances. You get one with me, buddy. Bucko, you get 1 chance with me. You got 2 chances with Harbaugh. Harbaugh gone. I ain't got the luxuries Harbaugh had. I don't come from a coaching tree, a legendary family coaching tree that went to Michigan and that Michigan man. I don't come from that. So I need to get it right the first time. If you don't get it right the first time, I'm on your head. And right now, he looks like a guy that's trying to figure that out still. You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't see a lot of fire. Like, I know who I am. You did when he was offensive coordinator and offensive line coach. You saw that. But right now, it doesn't seem like it seems like he doesn't truly know who he is as a coach, what he wants to expect from his team. Not what Harbaugh expected from his team. What do you expect from your team, Sharon Moore? Harbaugh gone. You ain't Harbaugh. So what do you expect from your team? You know, you have to instill your toughness from the players, the coaches, the staff, from everybody. All of that energy comes from you. And you, if I'm being real, honestly, all offseason, you were kind of in la la land, you know. It seemed like you were in la la land, and like it's like it was a dream, like you were living a dream. You know what I'm saying? And now you sitting like it was just a dream, just a moment ago. I was up so high and down in the sky. Don't let me fall. You're falling, brother. You falling. That's what's going on. What up, Cameron?
What's up, Johnny? So I think basically the season's over now. Technically we're still in the playoff, but it's a wrap for this season. So what I'm looking for now is to just evaluate the players, evaluate what we need for next season, and then kind of move on to the next year. Because we not beating Ohio State, we not beating Oregon. We already know that at this point. And I don't know, like I've been in other group chats, people would be saying like just keep, the season's not over yet and this and that. I'm like, the season's over. There's nothing that's gonna change in between now and playing Oregon and then playing Ohio State that makes me think that we have a chance. So
No.
I'm evaluating the season, the rest of the season is an evaluation period for me. Who
Mm-hmm.
what do we need to address to go into the offseason and fix some of our weaknesses, and who do we need to bring in to make this team better? That's what I'm gonna be looking at the rest of this season. But in terms of Sharon Moore, I just don't understand how, as a first year head coach, you would hire someone that is a first time OC. Make that make sense to me. Why would you hire a Kirk Campbell and you yourself has never been a head coach before, and you both going in with no experience and thinking this thing is just gonna magically work out with a team that has less talent than the year prior, mind you. You didn't do much in the transfer portal. Yeah, you brought in a few guys. You didn't get a quarterback, and you just expect things just to work out. I mean, I don't
Mm-hmm.
understand. That was his first mistake. He hired someone that had never had experience coaching plays, and we're just looking like we're just like we just assume that it's just going to work out. I don't understand that. And then the second thing mistake he made was, and part of this was he didn't have enough time to really, because Harbaugh kind of put him in a bad spot. I'm not going to lie, with him and Ward were like wishy washy. It's taking a long time for him to actually be the head coach. But he Harbaugh took almost all of the staff away. I will say that. Part of that I feel was Sharon didn't have no sort of, he's just thrown to the wolves basically. He didn't hardly have no staff left, and as a first time head coach, how are you supposed to get all those staff members in like a month period? He basically had 1 month to gather his staff up, and then there's a crazy thing with the other staff. Who was the D line coach that was he hired initially, then he got fired or whatever for drunk driving, something like that. Like it was a whole bunch of like mess, So I will say he was behind the eight ball, but still, that's not an excuse. Sharon Moore is the head coach of the University of Michigan. That comes with high expectations, even in their first year. We
Hmm.
expected to at least make the playoff. We have enough talent to make the playoff. So that's not an excuse. I mean, if we really truly want to be a blue blood program, and I mean the bluest of the blue blood, you look at programs like Alabama, you look at a program like Georgia, you look at a program like Ohio State. What do those programs have in common? They are a clinic every year. It does not matter how much talent they lose. It does not matter what coordinators they lose or coaches or whoever. They are really, really good every year. We had a 3-year stretch that was really good, but that doesn't automatically make us one of those programs. You know what I mean? It has to be consistent. And when you coach the University of Michigan, that should be the expectation. Okay, you're going to have a little bit of drop off in some areas. That's understandable. But I mean, you fill it with guys that are the best of the best. And we have not been getting that. There is no excuse, in my opinion, for Sharon Moore to have it look like this, even as a first year head coach. So I blame Sharon Moore. He's the one that hired this staff. He did not have to hire Wink. Wink came from the NFL and he was fired. You don't hire a fired coach. That's like a red flag to me. Why would you hire someone that just got fired? Wink was fired because he had disagreements with his previous head coach, Brian Daboll of the Giants. He was too hot headed. He didn't want to change anything from his scheme, which this is part of the reason why we're talking about this right now. It's the same stuff that's happening. And you just pluck that guy that's already had issues at another program and you just bring him into your program and you think it's just going to work out. Oh, and by the way, Wink hasn't coached in college in over 20 seasons. So
No.
that's another issue in and of itself. So we think this is going to work out. I say this offseason, we need to fire Wink. We need to fire Kirk Campbell. Kirk Campbell at least either needs to be fired or he needs to be demoted back to quarterback coach. You want to keep him on
Hmm.
staff, give him quarterback coach. He's really good at the quarterback coach stuff. He's really good at recruiting, but hire someone that knows what they're doing, that knows how to call a pro style offense. You go into the portal, use Dave Portnoy's money, you bring in a quarterback or something like that, and you keep going. You bring in some receivers. Ron Bellamy needs to go. People don't remember that Ron Bellamy was only brought in because it helped recruit Donovan Edwards. People
Hmm.
don't remember that. Literally, the only reason Ron Bellamy is our wide receivers coach is because it was to recruit Donovan Edwards.
I've been
And
wanting
people are
him
like,
fired
okay,
for about 3 years.
exactly. People are like, but he developed Ronnie Bell, Roman Wilson, Cornelius. Those guys were already at the program before he came in. Look at all the wide receivers that have transferred out every offseason since he has been here. Every offseason, we have lost so much talent in that receiver room. There has been no development whatsoever. And people are like, oh, Ron Bellamy's fine. Just because you play the position does not mean you can coach it. That doesn't mean anything. So Ron Bellamy needs to go. Courtney Morgan needs to go as well. These DBs look confused out here. I don't know what they're doing. I don't understand Brian Jean Mary, what he's doing with the linebackers.
He
That
got
doesn't make any
Barham
sense.
lost.
I truly believe Barham is really, really talented, but he does not have the coaching that is helping him out. This scheme and these players, they need to dumb it down for these players. Make it to the most basic level so they can understand and just go and play. They don't need to be thinking about 1,000 things at one time. So that's my issue. So I don't understand why we have coaches in here that are trying to do these things that's not putting to the player's strengths. Why are we blitzing what's his face? The safety. The
Bakari
safety.
Page.
Yeah, why are we blitzing Makari Page? And he has never been known as a blitzer. Rob Moore
I've
was
never
the
seen him
blitzer,
blitz. I've never
but
seen.
Rob Moore. Exactly. Rob Moore was the, I know maybe he's just trying to replace what Rob Moore's role was, but Makari has never been a blitzer in his career. So why are you sending a blitzer from the safety position to blitz around the edge? He never gets there, first of all. Second of all, you're vacating a zone when you send a safety out. If you do that against Ohio State, they will torch you for a touchdown every time. I don't understand that. Those decisions don't make any sense to me. Why are we sending a safety? Why can't it be a nickel guy? Why can't we send Jair? Why can't we send just an extra edge rusher in? Why can't it be a linebacker instead? Why does it have to be a safety? And why does it have to be Makari Page?
I don't
That's
even
just one
understand.
decision.
I don't even. We never even blitz safeties that much. We would blitz nickel from the short side of the field. Sainristil. That's who we blitzed most of the
Exactly.
time.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand that. Like, if you leave, if whoever the opposing receiver is beats their man one on one, that is an open zone for a touchdown. If when you're setting a safety up, he's taken out of the play and he doesn't get there anyways. That entire zone is open. You keep two deep safeties back, one comes up and blitzes. All the receiver needs to do is do a double move. He beats the cornerback, and that is a touchdown. So you're vacating the zone by sending an extra guy in there. I don't understand that. But yeah, I said what I said. A lot of coaches need to be fired this offseason. We need to find a new DC, not an old guy, a younger guy. Martindale needs to go. Kirk Campbell needs to go or gets demoted or something. Be a co OC even, but uh, don't have the play calling duties. You know what we did with Matt Weiss and Sharon, but give the
Mhm.
play calling duties to a veteran offensive coordinator and just make Kirk the guy that has some input, but that's about it. Or demote him back to QB coach and then hire DC, and that's it. So, yeah,
Got you. All right, bro. I appreciate you calling in.
appreciate you too.
All right,
I'll
bro.
stay here, but I'll go back in the chat now. Take care, Johnny.
All right, you too. Go blue. But yeah, that's the thing about these coaches and the players. You know, you're doing stuff that we didn't do, and it just don't look good. Okay, when you do blitz a corner, you try to blitz him from the wide side of the field, and he's coming from 15 yards away. You know, Makari has never been a blitzer. Not sure why you decided that. It seemed like the person that you would be blitzing is Zeke Berry, but he likes to blitz safeties. We saw Hillman on the last play blitzing, or that on that zero blitz blitzing. You know what I'm saying? We saw him blitzing. So it's like, bro, you don't really know what you're doing. And I know people are saying we're being impatient. There is no impatient when it comes to bad coaching. I'm sorry. There's not. Because it don't take that long for you to see that somebody's not a good coach. It don't take that long. Especially when they're old. They're stubborn. You know what I'm saying? A young coach, you can say he's still learning. Like when McDonald got hired and he was struggling with hurry up and no huddle. You gave him some time and he got better. He fixed it by the time we played Ohio State, or because we lost to Michigan State and they did it, and then he fixed it by the time we played Ohio State. Cool, he's learning. Then he left. Jesse Minter, same thing. Learning. These older dudes, they not gonna learn. And Kirk Campbell, I'm not sure he could scheme his way out of a cardboard box. So ain't no point in keeping these dudes around. Well, they're still learning. We ain't got time to learn, because there's plenty of coaches out there that know the game, know how to know a good scheme, know how to call a good game. So what am I wasting years for this dude on? What am I wasting years for? No point in wasting no years. Write him a check to go away. Thank you. Come again. Matter of fact, don't come again. So I write the check to go away. Go away. That's the thing. But that's a problem, bro. That's a problem. The team is fine for now. No, they ain't. I don't think some of y'all understanding what's going on right now. We could lose. Only game that's probably a guarantee right now is Northwestern. We could lose every game left. It's possible. It's very possible that we could lose every game coming up. We could lose to Illinois. We could lose to Michigan State. We could lose to Oregon. We could lose to Indiana. We could lose to Ohio State. So where's the it's fine for now. It ain't fine. You fine losing? You fine losing? You fine seeing bad coaching? Because it don't help. Because recruits are seeing you get your head destroyed. Now, 2020, we were blessed to have JJ, who was committed to the program. Calm down. I'm coming. Me and these recruits is coming. Just calm down. I'm not sure if we have guys that are that committed to us right now. You know what I'm saying? Seeing it be this bad. Well, possibly get that bad to where we're losing. You get what I'm saying? Defense isn't a talent problem. Defense is coaching. Now, offensively, you could say there's a talent problem, but the job of an offensive coordinator is to scheme guys open, scheme touchdowns, scheme big plays. This bonehead can't scheme. That's the problem. You know, when you in the car and y'all also stay scheming, you're gonna get at me, dog. All right, Kirk Campbell. He ain't saying that. He ain't saying to stay scheming. He ain't saying it because he ain't scheming. That ain't him. That ain't him. He ain't. That's not him. I hate to break it to you. This is the thing. And this is why I harp on this so much, so people will understand the game, because a lot of people don't understand football that well. Great coaches can scheme, will scheme up. And when I say scheme, understanding how to get big plays, no matter what talent they have. That's the job of an offensive coordinator, to coordinate the offense to get big plays and touchdowns. Wow, ain't that crazy? He get paid $1.5 million a year or however much to scheme up offensive plays to score touchdowns and get big plays. That's what he gets paid to do. So when people say they don't got the talent, I don't want to hear about the talent. I want to see how good you are at your job. Oh, wow. In 2024, we actually want to see somebody that knows what they're doing. I want to hear about talent. Let me see you do more with less. That's how I know you're a good coach. Let me see you do more with less. Amazing. Amazing. I want to hear no excuses because this dumbass don't know how to coach no football. He don't got the talent. Yeah, you're right. He doesn't have the talent to be a good coach. You hit the nail on the head. He ain't got the talent to be no good coach. He don't have the coaching talent. There we go. Making excuses for these dudes. I don't want to hear no excuse for him not understanding what his job is. Your job is to coordinate the offense to get explosive plays, to get touchdowns. What are we talking about? That don't matter where you're at. If you're at Akron and your offense is clicking, like, man, these play designs are great. All of a sudden, you're at Fresno State. Man, I'm cooking. All of a sudden, this offense is cooking. Man, have you seen that offense at Fresno? All of a sudden, now you at USC because, man, this guy's cooking, because that shows he knows what he's doing. A great offensive mind, it don't matter where he at. It don't matter what talent he got. He gonna scheme up plays because he's good at coaching. Stop making excuses. I ain't got no more room for people making excuses. What do you expect him to do? They don't have that much talent on offense. I want him to do his job. What you want him to do? Steal money? That's what you want him to do? Well, you send him some of your money and so we can get a new coach. Talk about some, I got the talent. I want to hear about no talent. I want to hear about some good coaching. I want to see it. If I see it, then I can believe it. And if I see it, then the way we can achieve it. We ain't achieving nothing with these boneheads. Letting these dudes off the hook. No, you in it. You in it now. And we in it dealing with these dudes. I don't want to hear no excuses for none of them. Nope. Them days is gone. Indiana's coach cooking. Indiana. It's a talent. It ain't all about talent. If you know how to scheme guys open, that's what you can do because you know how to do it. You know how many times I've seen Mike Locksley scheme up guys wide open? Wide open, no matter who they're playing. Seen it too many times. We don't even throw the ball past 30 yards to even show that we'll try it. Give me a break. Talking about he ain't got the talent. Man, please. Go watch cartoons. You go watch cartoons. You know the talent, man. You go watch SpongeBob. I think SpongeBob is on for you. You go watch that. Hey, Vanderbilt. Hey, that boy was cooking. I got these chains. They all twisted up. Hey, that boy was cooking. Now that's coaching. That's coaching. And yeah, Bama's defense ain't what it was, but still, the way he cooked them, that was coaching. And it was beautiful to see. Hold on, let me bring you up, Burks. I'll try to untangle my chains. And appreciate the $2 super chat, 23 Tails. What up, Burks?
Yo, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah, no, like what you just showed, you just saw, I just posted something that you showed everyone. But basically what I was trying to say was, you know, I'm now starting to feel like why 5-star QBs don't want to go to Michigan, and that's because of the smash philosophy of running the ball more and, you know, not throwing that much. You know, the reason why I'm saying this was because, you know, like if you're a 5-star QB, right, you want to have like an air raid offense type like that where they throw the ball more and run less, right? And I have a feeling that's the reason why we couldn't land Dante Moore, Bryce Underwood, CJ Carr, right? Because let's be real here. If we run the ball much more than when we throw, like these QBs are not going to be able to all the time get to show their talent and stuff. And, you know, most of these QBs' number one priority, right, is to go to the NFL, right? So I have a feeling that, you know, when Brady Hart, when he becomes a 5-star, because right now he's a 4-star, right? He's a high 4-star. I feel like when he's a 5-star, he might decommit because a team like Miami might get him because they like that Miami has that air raid offense kind of. I don't know. It's something that I'm thinking of. What is your view on that?
Well, the thing about that is, as far as this year, right now,
Yeah.
you can't worry about that right now. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, you have to worry about it, and you can try to change that for the future. But like this year, you needed to do whatever you have to do to be successful. So if you got to run it 60-70% of the time, that's what you needed to do this year. Because losing never helps. You get what I'm saying? And we don't have the talent to throw it 60% of the time right now. If you're talking about from next year on, yeah, I'm with you. But you got to have the players to be able to do that. We don't got the players to be throwing it 60% of the time. We don't have the receivers, we don't have the pass blocking, and we don't have the quarterback.
Yes, but that's that's the issue there is like Dante Moore, right? He got out of the transfer portal. He was in the transfer portal. I don't know why the hell he went to Oregon when to be a backup. It's taking like we couldn't land any transfer portal QB because I feel this is the reason. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah, you're probably right about that. But that's not an easy fix because they were lazy in recruiting and couldn't get a guy behind JJ. JJ was here when JJ signed. You should have had another couple quarterbacks right behind him.
Yeah,
but
exactly. And I feel it's because of the Smash philosophy. So that's what's like screwing us up, honestly.
It seemed like they would have got somebody that was kind of a high 4-star at least, before Jaden Davis. You should have had 2 more good quarterbacks before Jaden Davis. That was just the end of last year. So you should have had at least 1 more quarterback, at least 1. You really should have had 2, honestly. So right now it'd be those 2 guys and Jaden Davis about to battle it out, or one of those guys would have been starting this year.
And what's crazy is how much the Michigan media has lied. Like Michigan media and coaches, they are such liars. I don't care what anyone says. Like I had them at like 9-3, 10-2, right? Mm-hmm. This team is nothing like 9-3, 10-2. Like what the hell? Like all of these people, Sam Webb, not EJ Holland, but Sam Webb. Oh, I don't really like Sam Webb much, but a lot of people that I saw, right? Like they were just so much high positivity that I really want to like choke slam like these coaches in Michigan media, especially the coaches. They were like Alex Orji, Jalen Milroe. What was I saying? Fred Moore would be like a Jerry Jeudy according to Devin Gardner, right? It's like, what the hell? Where's Jerry Jeudy, man? Where's Jerry Jeudy? Where's Jerry Jeudy? I want to know.
Your guess is good as mine. It's a problem, bro. It's a problem. And then the players, because look, right now at receiver, we should have Andrell Anthony. He's at Oklahoma. He's hurt right now, but we should have him. 6'2", 6'3", stud. Darius Clemens, Carmelo English. There's somebody else I'm missing too. But it's just plenty of receivers that should be starting right now.
Yeah, no, and the crazy part is I think many of them hit the transfer portal because they were running the ball a lot. That's the problem. They don't want to block. They want to catch the bloody ball. That's another issue too,
The whole offense, honestly, is like Ron Bellamy, the receivers that he got, none of them, nothing has produced, really.
I agree. Hey, I agree, man. And to say Tyler Morris was the alpha dog, like of the receiving group, to me, it seems like it could be Ronnie Bell's brother right now, or or maybe who knows, Amarian Walker could break out. He had a
Marion
okay
Walker
game.
has the most talent.
Yeah,
He has the most talent out of all of those dudes, and it was nice to see him get a big catch. And I don't want to hear, TJ was saying that they say he can't catch. Man, these dudes can catch. To say you can't catch, you can really, like, let's think about that. As a football player, you got to be real bad to really believe that this dude can't catch like that. Caught that one pretty easily, right in the pocket. Boom. Come on. To catch a football, it ain't that hard. If he can't catch that well, don't throw comebacks to him. Because those are hard passes to catch and comeback time and routes. But you can run that man deep. You can run him on a deep post or a skinny post, just like you did. 20 yards. It was that easy.
Yeah, bro. It's crazy, man. And it's just crazy because we get so much speedsters. Like recruit AJ Henning was one guy. Roman Wilson was actually decent. He was not bad. But we got so many speedsters on our team, and we just for some reason they can't get separation. It makes no bloody sense, man.
The route tree has been garbage for a while. They also don't know how to use speed. They don't know how to use it.
Yeah, you're
Whether
right.
it was Cole Cabana, Fred Moore, Amarian Walker, they don't know how to use these fast dudes. They give them a reverse, and then you never see them again all game. Give them a reverse. You don't see jet sweeps. You don't see the eye candy, constantly putting the defense in bad situations because they have to respect that. Like, dang, we got to worry about this guy. And doing things off of it. They don't do setup plays off of other plays. They do a reverse, and you never see anything similar to it. So it's like, glad they didn't try to run that anymore. Let us off the hook.
And Loveland, man, I don't know what they're trying to do with Loveland right now. I don't know if he's not getting open or is it just the coaching? I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Looks like they just consistently run him on out routes and digs. You don't see him go down the seam hardly ever. I don't see him on corner routes and things like that. I don't know. A lot of his routes, you kind of need. I wouldn't even say you need the all 22 because it seems like they just run him on out routes all the time now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, that's all I wanted to say, honestly. We have a bye week, so let's see what happens. Fix some shit up, and let's see if we can beat the Illini, because if you lose to Illini, I'm going to jump off a cliff because it's Illini. Come on, man. It's freaking Illini. It's Illinois. It has one of the most garbage campuses, garbage colors, garbage school. If we lose to them, I'll jump off a cliff at this point. So,
yeah. All right, bro.
All right. Take care, man.
Yes, sir. Don't be jumping off no cliff.
Yeah.
Hey, Burke said if we lose to Illinois, he jumping off a cliff. Let me bring Marcus up here. Y'all know him from a House Divided, the back of the bus. What up, bro?
What's going on, man?
Nothing much.
Woo. What a game, right? What a game.
What a night.
Yeah. I damn, that was something to watch. I obviously you know how I feel about a lot of this stuff that went on last night.
Good. I've been talking, so go on say your piece. I'm finna turn this air down.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna go ahead and cook about the QB situation one time. I won't go as far as I want to on your channel because I know you don't do politics. So I'm gonna keep that out of it right now. But what I saw when they decided to pull Alex Orji, right, and put Jack Tuttle in, at that point, they were giving Tuttle the opportunity that they hadn't got Orji in the first two games, right? We couldn't get Orji playing on back-to-back plays. But you will yank Orji in the middle of a game put in Tuttle, and give him an opportunity to run it, right? Now, everybody realized that when Tuttle got in there, defense eased up. They said, we don't know what the fuck is going on. We don't know what's happening. We're going to back up because he may throw the ball, right? First half. So everybody's like, oh man, that's the offense right there. We can be like JJ and them last year. They keep doing this. They keep doing it. Oh, we really were right. See, we were right. We just needed the right guy in there. We just needed the right guy. You want to know why it happened that way? And I told my dad this. I was going to text you after the game. But the reason why that happened like that is because when you bring in a new quarterback that doesn't have tape, that people don't know or expect to play, the defensive coordinator has to go back to his base. He has to, because he doesn't know. He's not going to just put the same pressure on there that he was putting on Alex Orji and have him throw it over their head. Now, once they realized that you're calling the game the same way, that you're still not going to threaten the deep third of the field, oh, well then, yeah, we just going to play you like we was playing Orgy. And what happened? Now, see, I'm really confused. I'm fucked up by this, right? Because Sharon Moore seems stuck on Tuttle. The guy was talking about the beat here before me. All of them seem to think it's going to be Tuttle. Now, riddle me this. What's the better situation for you? Having a guy who can get you some passing yards and move the ball, but will inevitably halt the drive with the turnover or lose you the game through turnovers, or a guy who doesn't turn it over that you just have to play perfect and win ugly. Neither one of those are ideal situations. Which one would you choose? I'm going to go with play defense, punt, and win ugly. That's what I'm going to do because I got common sense. And my ego is not bigger than my want to win a football game. That's not what we got. It's not what we got. Throw the ball. It don't matter if you got Orgy. It don't matter if you got Tuttle. It doesn't matter if you got Warren. You have to call the plays that you want run. Everybody's expecting to see these big looping throwing plays downfield to the deep third when nobody's running there. Has anybody seen us run 4 verts all season? Anybody seen us run 4 verts all season? How are we running double flea flickers and we're throwing to a crossing route? How is that even? Why is that even in the playbook?
I'm tired of these flea flickers, bro. They've been played out since last year.
They're not going nowhere, bro. They're not going anywhere at all. And again, where is the ball? Where is the ball going? That's not even on the quarterback. I can't throw the ball to the end zone if ain't nobody running down there. So they called the game dink and dunk, right? For both quarterbacks, mostly. Tuttle had a few really good throws, one to a Marion Walker. He had a little bit of rhythm in there in the middle. I think he was like 7 of 11 at one point. And then the thing that has always been Tuttle's issue since he was at Indiana just reared his ugly head. They wanted to be right. They wanted to be right more than they wanted to win, and they showed it in this game, right? Like, instead of saying, hey, I don't give a shit whether or not you complete it or not, throw this ball 30 yards downfield on the outside, down the sideline to make them back up. Check them. Get them out. Back them up. Back them up. He wouldn't even do that with Tuttle. Kirk Campbell wouldn't even do that with Tuttle. So how is changing the quarterback going to change the situation if you're calling the same game? It's not. It's not at all. He thinks that he can be Jim Harbaugh and Team 144.
That's his problem.
It's embarrassing, fam. It's embarrassing. So we're going to put it all on Alex Orji for us being down 14-0, right? Even though they pretty much walked straight down the field on the first drive. That wasn't a, hey, we've been on the field too long. The offense turned it over in our own red zone. No, nigga. This was series 1. And they walked down the field. So I'm trying to put it together in my mind how so many people had Alex Orji as the problem. They're not running him. The 2 QB runs that he ran, he got 5 yards on both. I don't understand. I don't understand. And the worst part about all of this is that the guy that you're settling on probably is the worst one. He's probably the worst one of the lot. Because not only is he unable to do it on the field, but he's made of paper mache. The man hasn't seen the field because he got hurt in practice. Oh my goodness, man. it was so frustrating watching that damn game. They wanted it to be their way.
No,
their way or the highway.
All season, that's what it's been.
It should have been Alex Orji to start the season, because then you would have had a chance to actually develop him. You should have tailored the offense around the talent that you have, not just the quarterback, but the running backs, the receivers, the offensive line. All of that screams, please hold on to the ball and just run it. But no, we be damned. Turnovers, losses, be damned. We gonna throw that football because I'm Kirk Campbell and I'm a quarterback coach and I'm gonna throw the football. Turnovers, be damned. Wins and losses, be damned. I'm gonna put the Joker out there and just see what we got. Let's just roll it out there. Throw the Joker out there and see what we get.
Yeah.
Like I am flabbergasted, bro. I don't understand. I don't get it. Well, you know what? I do get it. I know exactly what it is. I'll say that for my show. I don't think there's ears here that's going to be too receptive to that. But it's terrible, bro. It's terrible. It is awful. And then that's just Kirk Campbell. Sharon Moore does not have control of this team right now.
No, and I was touching on that earlier. You know, you want it to be like Harbaugh, but you got to make this team yours, and you got to understand you can't just act like everything's the same. You have to instill your own discipline and what you expect from the coaches, the staff, everybody. That I'm the top dog now, and this is what I expect. You might have got 2 or 3 chances with Harbaugh. You get 1 with me. I want it right the first time because I don't got the luxury of what Harbaugh had. I don't got 100 years of coaching history in my family like Harbaugh. I don't got that. So first time, and I don't want to have to say it again. He has to instill that. You get what I'm saying? So that's part of the problem I saw with Sharon. It seems like in the offseason, he was just like enjoying the dream of being the first black coach at Michigan, coming off the natty.
Oh God,
this is great. This is great. You get what I'm saying?
But like, all the chat room coaches, man, they just know quarterback recruiting. They know quarterback play. And this is that shit that pisses me off. Like all year last year, right? Oh, Kyle McCord's dog shit. He's terrible. Oh my God, he's the worst QB that Ohio State has had in years. The man threw for just shy of 3,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions over an entire season, right? Took his happy ass on to Syracuse, and now he's balling. Y'all don't want to see the forest through the trees. You don't want to see that if you have a guy who's better at running than passing at the moment, that maybe you should tailor the offense around that and run him. Then you deserve Tuttle. You deserve Tuttle. You want Tuttle? Take him. Enjoy your 6-6. I'm done trying to lead people off of this shit. Like it's terrible.
Let me read this, and it's a bunch of people in the call, so I'm gonna read this and then bring some of these dudes up. 23 Tails, appreciate the $5 super chat. We know Wink and Kirk sucks. Orgy down 14 is a no-go. Ain't no one blaming Orgy alone. Tuttle got them in position. They could have brung Orgy back for spots.
Tuttle didn't do anything but hand the ball off. He ran a duo read that they wouldn't call for Alex Orgy and picked up a first down. And he had a terrific throw. He had a few terrific throws in the second half. But cutting into that lead was Donovan Edwards in the offensive line. They didn't do anything offensively with Jack Tuttle that Orgy couldn't have done if they had called the plays for him to do it.
Yeah, they didn't. They didn't call the reads for him.
And the dig that he hit to Amarion Walker, we already saw Al Georgie do that. He did it last week. And it wasn't off the first or second progression. It was off the fourth progression. So you keep telling me he can't do it. He can't do it. Tuttle was the reason why I got right. That ain't what was on tape. That's not what we saw. If Tuttle came out there and threw for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns and won the game, I would shut the hell up and say, go Tuttle, go. Go Tuttle, go. I am not so obsessed with 80 passing yards and a half that I will accept 2 turnovers. I'm not going to do it. I will take the 30 yards game after game after game if it means that you're not going to turn it over. At least I know what to expect. At least I can plan for that. I can't plan for a guy dropping the ball on his own 25. I can't plan for a guy throwing a pick with 3 minutes left to go and we got to score 7. I can't plan for that. There's no plan for that. Dead. That's what the plan is.
Let me bring up Brad. Yo, what up, Brad? Yo,
Brad.
Yo.
What's up, man?
What up?
Y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I said
Hey,
you had the Beyonce bumping in the back. I hear you, boy.
I was sitting here on this little Tubi channel waiting to join in. Sure. But now actually for me, I actually wanted to pick y'all brains. Like everybody pretty much said what they had to say, and it was pretty much gonna be the exact same questions that I was gonna ask, but now it's just me picking y'all brains and people going into comments if y'all got something, suggestions as well. Where do we go from here, like as a team? Like I'm pretty sure y'all may have already said it already, but what do you guys think? Where do we go as a team? Like we're not the same as we were last year. Say that for me again, Marcus.
To the Duke's Mayo Bowl. I'm dead ass. If they are convinced that they can get this team to look like last year with Jack Tuttle, then we're going 6-6. We may not even make a bowl game, man. He can't protect the football, and that's the dissonance that's going on right now. People see him getting completions and they're like, "Oh, that's it, fam." His completions count for about as much as Alex Orji's handoffs if you're going to turn it over twice a game. Right. Jack Tuttle ain't touched the field all season. It took all of 20 minutes of football for him to turn the ball over twice. Ain't that what got Davis Warren pulled? So now we're not even consistent. We're not even consistent on how we're making the decision. Y'all yanked Davis Warren because he was turning the ball over. We can't have that. His first opportunity on the field. Neither one of the former quarterbacks did that, did they? Did Davis Warren turn the ball over in his first couple of drives against Fresno State? I don't think he did.
Yeah, he threw that deep pick.
Oh, you're right. He did throw a pick in Fresno.
They gave him a lot of chances.
They gave him a long leash. You're right. They gave him a very long leash. But Alex Orji, I mean, we got a good 2 games without an interception. Again, that's probably because you're not throwing the ball. But again, just me and how my football brain works, I will take an ugly matchup if it means that we're going to stay closer. If we have a better opportunity to actually win the game. If we have to go up and down the field and score all game, we're not going to beat anybody. And that's how they want to win. That's how they want to win. They want to throw the ball around. They want to break this narrative of Michigan not being able to throw. You would think that they would just let that shit brush off their shoulders because they just sent a quarterback top 10. If you can run the ball as much as you can and as much as you do and send a quarterback top 10 in the draft, you shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter what the hell anybody's saying to you. Not a recruit, not a coach. Who gives a shit? I put a guy in the draft. He went top 10. Now,
it seemed like it's a lot of ego. It seems like these coaches got like some kind of ego driven. If I'm not tripping,
yes, sir.
It's even when you hear Wink talk, he seemed like he got like this cockiness low key about him that it's like pretty much like I'm gonna do it my way type of vibe. And if you don't like it, that's just what it is. And then Sharon Moore, he seems like the vibe I get from him is like he lost control of the team. Like he's not the one calling the shots
with these coaches.
Okay.
Because he got to be the bad guy. It's not the bad guy. It's really My job is on the line with y'all. I'm trusting in you to do your job so I can keep my job. If y'all
Right.
don't do y'all job, I can't keep my job. So I got to, if you don't do it, I got to be on your head. The greatest coach in the modern times, Nick Saban. Let one of his assistant coaches, a player, it didn't matter who it was. Let them mess up.
Oh my
Let
God,
him mess
Nick
up.
Saban was a joke. He'll get rid
Oh
of
my
you.
goodness.
They gonna let him. He gonna let him have it. And that's what you have to do. You can't let your assistant coaches get away with it. You have to hold them accountable the same way they hold the players accountable.
Literally. Like, and then I was sitting there watching the game, man, and like he was sending blitzes, like he was sending like corner blitzes. I'm like, what the hell? Like, what is this nigga? Like, it'll be a good play, you know. And I don't know my X's and O's and stuff like that well, you know. I'm cool, you know. I know the basics of the game, you know. I just enjoy it. But you know, he rushed 4, and we will get, you know, negative yards and sack, and then right after that, I see a corner blitz come, and then they score a first down. I'm like, why are you coming off the edge like that? He should have just kept the same play.
I had to laugh at this stuff, bro, because I've been thinking the same. I think we all sitting like, bro, why is this dude doing this?
And then, hey, you know, one person that I was like very disappointed at, and I thought this kid was gonna have such a phenomenal year. I think, is it Zeke Berry? Is it number 10?
Zeke Berry. He's been
Zeke
struggling.
Berry. He's been struggling. Like, I'm like, what happened, man? You were supposed to take the throne. You're supposed to take that throne from Sanders still, and like take the reins. And now let me ask you guys this: do you believe that, like, as far as a secondary or whatever, and the players is not performing to the level that we thought they were going to perform because of Wink and he changed stuff, or it's just they just talent? It's just a drop of talent and there's no leadership, or is it a mix
With
of everything?
Jair and Zeke in particular, I guess those are our two trouble spots most of the time. It's hard to tell because those guys haven't played a lot of football. Like Jair didn't play all that much last year, neither did Zeke. So like they're getting their first actual like starting time this year. And so we've had highs and lows with them, right? Jair has had the low of the Texas game and high of USC, and then now we on a roller coaster with him. He's a sophomore, so I kind of expect some of that from him. Zeke, I thought he was a little bit better in man coverage than he is. I think when they leave him out of man, he's decent. He's okay. He tackles well. He's got a couple forced fumbles on the year. He even has an interception. He really, his man principles are not there yet. Man principles are not there yet because that one touchdown to the corner, it was just too easy. His back is turned the entire time, and then he turns the wrong way. He opens up and allows the ball to come to the DB. I'm like, man, get your opposite hand out there and knock that ball down. You're in phase. He's just it's little stuff, detail stuff,
He
right?
had no idea.
Stuff,
And then let me pick y'all brains on this one a few more times, and I'm gonna let y'all go. I ain't got a number. So, where's all these injuries coming from?
I've been
Like,
wondering that. And
like,
what
do
are they
y'all got
doing
an
in
idea
that's
of, like,
concerning. That's
is it the
concerning.
strength and conditioning coach, or like? And here, I'm not expecting for the team. For me, obviously it wasn't gonna be completely the same as it was last year. You know, we was a veteran team or whatever. But I just thought a lot of the principal things that were happening last year would still be installed this year. We
I gotta
never
turn the
had this many
comments off,
injuries.
man. I can't even do this shit today.
Like they were like I looked online and they was like they had the guys that's out for the day. And it was like 15 dudes that was just out. I'm like, what in the world? And then some questionable. Y'all know when they say questionable, that means that person's out too. Like, I'm like, man, is it the strength and conditioning coach? Like,
That out list was looking crazy.
it was
the
I'm like, damn,
DBs
crazy.
were
peace out.
devastating.
When did Derek Moore even get hurt? I didn't even see him get hurt last week.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, man, why is there so many people getting, like, what's the
Amir
nutritionist?
Hall was out. I'm like, damn, what the fuck?
It makes me
hurt?
think they might be going too hard in practice.
Okay, that that could be
Well,
that.
but do you want them to go easier in practice
No,
right now?
no, when I say going too hard, that means that I mean not practicing hard, but I'm saying they might be hitting too much in practice. You get what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay. Yeah.
Similar to
Could
like
be.
when I mean, I'm
Yeah.
just saying stuff.
No, it could be. And it's
Now
also
that could be
the
it.
first year of Justin Tress as the strength and conditioning coach, right? So everybody's stepping into a new spot and expecting to be the best version, right? We expecting Tress to be Ben Herbert 2.0. We expected Wink to be Jesse Minter 2.0. We expected all of these fits just to kind of go in there. Half of that is on the coaching staff because that's the impression that they
Right.
gave us. The other
Fact.
half, I'm not going to ride the beat because that's their job. They are. If you were looking to them for expert analysis and they're not sitting next to a former coach or player, that's your fault. Okay, that's on you. If you run around behind these beat reporters listening to everything they say because they say it and they bring no evidence for it, that's on you. Now, if they sitting there, I respect Vance Bedford, I respect Al Borges. I'll listen to Doug Skeen talk about offensive line play. That's the type of shit that I watch, right? Because they're breaking down film, they're talking X's and O's.
Mhm.
But I'm not running behind Chris Ballas and listening to his comings and goings of the team. Chris Ballas been pulling for Jack Tuttle since the spring. Right? Like I have never listened to Chris Ballas about anything that has to do with this team. And there's certain people like that I delete kind of out of my brain with that. But
Right.
I do agree with what we were hearing from the coaching staff. It was a lot of propaganda, a lot of stuff that I don't know if you necessarily want to just tell the fan base like, hey, we're not very strong here. But the impression that was given is just different. Is completely different.
Exactly. So I think I got my one. Okay, let me ask y'all this, and maybe I'm going too deep in the future. We still not even pretty half of the season yet, but the way the season is going and the culture and how we shaped our culture, because it was more, we get 3 stars, 4 stars, develop them, do you guys see that changing to where we're gonna have to buy a roster like Ohio State, or like what?
I don't think we win that way. I think we've tried to do that before. I think we've tried to reinvent the wheel at Michigan so many times.
Okay.
And just me personally, I'm not of that ilk. I think the formula is the formula, and they tried to get away from it. And if they would double down on what actually works for them, like I don't think there's anything wrong with having an identity.
Right.
Even if that identity is just we get sacks, we run the ball, we kick field goals, but we win. Right? Like there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody can't be USC, and even being USC, they have their own deficiencies. Dylan Gabriel in Oregon, right? Watching them play Michigan State and having all those yards, walking up and down the field and turning the ball over in a dogfight with Sparty.
Right.
Ohio State and Iowa, right? That is that first half of that game, and then to turn around and watch what Kurt and Sharon had for Washington, it hurt me. It really hurt. Like the whole setup, right? Cade McNamara versus Ohio State. It's like he's getting it going. He getting completions. They're trying to run the ball. It ain't really working, but they're holding on to it. They're possessing it. How is it that a team that wasn't able to get their running back off for more than 30 yards in the first half doubled up Ohio State's time of possession? How'd they do that? Because they stayed on their identity. They stayed on task. They did what they knew that they could do. They were who they were. Now, obviously, the talent wins out. I think it was a big stark comparison between Ohio State and Iowa's rosters, and that proved out over time. But to hold them down, they turned over Will Howard a couple times. 7 points and a half.
Yeah.
Doing that with far less talent.
Yeah.
I just
it's annoying. I'm just very curious to see how the season, after the season ends, what we go Are they gonna be aggressive to just fire Wink, fire Kirk Campbell? That's a whole nother.
It would be Campbell before Wink for me. It's just
Okay.
like as bad as the defense looks at times, 10 points and a half, man. I mean, that's the result. 10 points and a half. They gave up a field goal in the fourth. They gave up a touchdown in the third quarter. Like most teams would win that game. You give up 10 points and a half, only gave up 14 in the first. Most teams win that game. Like it's not a that's not a game that a lot of teams lose, and we can't do anything offensively to benefit from that.
You got anything else, Brad? I think he
might cut out.
I guess I don't know. All right, Brad. I appreciate you calling. Let me bring up Pat. I don't know.
Yo, what up?
What's going on,
What
man?
up?
Hey, so first, let me get into Jack Tuttle first. So Marcus, bro, I think you're right about Jack Tuttle, bro. And here's the first thing I want to say. Look, so on that first touchdown to Loveland, I think on the drag route, Klein was running right in front of him, and he did not see him. That was a red flag to me. Because, like, bro, that was your first read, or that should have been your first read at least. And the touchdown to Loveland was on a scramble drill. So, like, that's easy. That's easier for the defense to go to the sideline and look at them little tablets or whatever and notice something like that on, like when we need a passing play, they're going to lock in on Loveland every time. So, that was the first red flag to me. Second, I want to get into Kirk Campbell. Kirk Campbell is, like, horrible. We need to let him go now. Why are we not getting Donovan on a linebacker downfield?
We've been saying that all
season.
We've been saying that all season.
That right there is a deep passing play waiting to happen. Like we used to complete them all the time when he was a freshman. I don't know why I'm not seeing that. Yeah, y'all got anything else to touch on?
I agree with you on Wink, or not Wink, Link. Jesus Christ, who are we talking about? Kirk Campbell.
Kirk Campbell, yeah.
Yeah, he's not very. He's creative in spots, right? He will get creative on his scripted drives.
Yeah.
And then after that, it is straight up, I hope I don't lose. Like I hope nothing goes wrong.
Exactly.
I hope nothing goes wrong. Let's keep it in this box.
And then I say the last interception, with that lost us the game. Why not just shell up and just run the ball? Why are we trying to throw the ball? That was the perfect time if you want to be like Harbaugh to just run the ball.
You saying when it was still 24-17?
No, yeah, I think when we needed a touchdown, the last drive.
Yeah. I mean, they had about 4 minutes on the clock. They could have tried to run it down, score, go to overtime, maybe go for two, win it,
or
get
even
out of there.
Hausman got the interception. I mean, we still could have just ran the ball instead of trying to throw it when he fumbled.
Yeah. I mean, that was last year's formula, right? And that team knew who they were. If we get into a game with Washington on the road, we down by 7, we just got an interception, we get the ball back. What is Harbaugh telling everybody that we're doing for the next 4 minutes?
Run the ball.
We smash it. We roll grading. And by the time we get done, it's going to be about 10 seconds left on the clock. We'll kick it back to you, but we're going to play some extra rounds. We're going to play some extra rounds because you're not getting the ball back. And that is not, they don't want to play like that. They do not want to play like that anymore. So they're either going to fail miserably and lose the opportunity of the lifetime to be leading the football program at the University of Michigan.
Yeah.
Or maybe they'll find it. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe they can, recreate football. Maybe Evan Link's going to become an all-conference tackle, and we're going to be able to pass protect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe. Because we got Jack Tuttle in, Chat really loves Jack Tuttle. He's more accurate and all that stuff. He's great. We got Jack Tuttle, so we in business now, baby.
Nah. Yeah, once the film is out on Tuttle, it'll be over for him too. So
it was over for him in the second half when they realized that we weren't going to throw the ball downfield.
Exactly.
Like he bought himself 2 drives of lax safety coverage with just for the simple fact that they didn't know what to expect, and he did nothing with it. He didn't do nothing with it. He ran the same plays.
Yeah,
That's what's so frustrating to me. I was like, damn, Alex Orji can't run a duo read. He can't run a duo read.
yeah.
They just refuse to do
Exactly.
it.
Orgy did. Yeah,
You
they didn't
just
let
refuse
Orgy
to
keep on
call it
running the
while he's in the
reads.
game. That
He
is
was just
crazy.
handing it off,
Right.
like
And you know why he was? Because a lot of those weren't reads. A lot of those were just called runs. So
yeah,
when Orgy's in the game, I'm going to take away the one aspect of his game that helps us and helps the offensive line and helps the running backs. And then when Tuttle comes in, I'm going to give it to him. I'm gonna give him the whole playbook. Open it up, baby. Put the read on everything. Ah, man.
yeah,
Okay. Well,
that's crazy.
yep. We'll see how it goes for the rest of the
Yeah, I don't
season,
understand
man.
that
But
either.
I don't have a lot of faith right
So
now.
yeah, and then Wink. Yeah, I'm not understanding. Our safeties. How Makari Page is just how he's just falling off a cliff. Like you don't like it seems like he's not getting deep enough sometimes. Like he's
Who?
not like Makari Page.
Oh yeah, he's lost right now.
Like I don't understand what's going on with him. I expected a lot more out of him.
Yeah,
He can,
starter.
yeah, I believe so. And then where's Brandon Johnson at? Say we gave him a lot of money to come back. He's nowhere to be
You talking about
found.
Quentin Johnson
Or Quinn Johnson, yeah.
Yeah.
He be out there, but he's usually playing underneath somewhere. Like
Yeah,
you'll see him around making
Back end
tackles.
guys, strong safety. Yeah.
Yeah, he's usually underneath, but he pushed the guy out of bounds on that first Jair Hill double move. That was like the first play of the game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yep. But
Yeah,
Boston,
he pushed the dude out,
yeah.
man.
So yeah, that's all I had to say though.
All right, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it. Go blue.
Go blue.
Go blue, bro. On this is by what you hope the improvement will be. It depends on who we're marching out there, right? If we're going with Tuttle, if you're going to do the Tuttle thing, then you have to rework the offensive line. You can't start Link. You just can't. It should probably be Jeff Percy and Miles Hinton when he gets healthy. I would stick with Crippen at center because if you're going to be pass blocking more, you're going to need that communication. You're going to need that part of the cohesion on the line that Judice wasn't really giving you, right? He wasn't the communicator guy. He was maybe a little bit better physically, or at least that's probably what, Grant Newsome is leaning on. That's the only thing that makes sense, to be honest with you, because when I see Crippen in there, he's the one kind of leading things and getting everybody set and setting the protections. It didn't really seem that way when Judice was in. So I would revamp the offensive line. I thought it was weird that when Tuttle got in, they stopped running Khalil. Like Donovan was having a good night. Obviously, you want to keep feeding him, but like it ain't like we have a lack of carries. So both of them can be out there. But when Tuttle came in, the deuce package went away. There was no more deuce package. There was no more Donovan and Khalil on the field at the same time, which is devastating. Devastating. Why would you take that away from Tuttle? It's like for him, it only works if Alex Orji's back there. Number one. Number two, why would you think that? Why would you think that? You can't call a game like that. This man is changing the offense every time he put a quarterback in there. A different quarterback. Or not changing, I guess, because he's called a lot of the same plays. I just think they should, if they go with Tuttle, let's get some other guys in there on the offensive line. I think Link has showed us that he's not all the way there right now on pass blocking. I don't think that's going to last, even if they do. How do you go back to Warren or Orji after how you've handled this now? Because I'm fairly positive that's where we're going to end up by the end of the season. It'll be one of those two guys again. How do you do that? How do you massage that situation? How would you go back to a quarterback that you sat down the way you sat down Alex Orji or Davis Warren and tell, hey, look, we need you to step back up. We need you to be the guy again. How would you handle that, Johnny?
It's a problem.
Like, it's an issue, right?
They created a problem for themselves. I mean, Warren, you threw 6 picks in 2.75 games. I mean, come on. You understand why you get shut down. Orji, on the other hand, 3. What did he get? Did he get 2 or 3 drives yesterday? I think it was 3.
It's like 3. It's 3 drives.
And he didn't really do anything bad. He just kept getting his passes batted down.
Batted down, and that's offensive line. He can't keep a defensive lineman's hands down.
Yeah,
I'm 6'3". If they are batting this ball down, it's because the offensive linemen are not putting their punching point low enough to keep their hands down.
Yeah, so
one time, maybe that's the quarterback. 3 times
on that 3rd drive, when he got that last one batted down, and he was so frustrated, he was jumping up and down. I was like, yeah, he must know that they probably finna take him out. I think either they warned him that it was coming, or he just knew it was coming. Like, I gotta get something going, or they gonna take me out. So either way, it's gonna be bad.
Pulling a guy off a batted ball and not pulling a guy off of interceptions is nuts. That is egregious. Letting a guy play through turnovers and not letting a guy play through batted balls, egregious. Craziness. I've never seen that type of what do you call it, meritocracy, if that is even what it is.
Yeah, it's either way, it's bad. I'm about to bring you up Michigan, man, but it's because besides Warren, the way they did Tuttle, I mean, the way they did the ultimate denominator, it's not the quarterbacks, it's Kirk Campbell, because none of them have looked good. We got happy with Tuttle for a second, and then you pull up Tuttle numbers. 10 of 18 for 98 yards, a pick and a TD. Give me a break.
So he's hovering around. He hovering around 50%, just like Orgy. And you know what he's not doing? Oh my God. Where's these damn comments at? Where these comments at? He's such an accurate passer. He's so accurate. 10 of 18.
So my problem isn't the quarterbacks. It's more with Kirk Campbell, because I see no matter who's in, you don't try to frame the offense around what they do well. You just kind of call it however. Like it don't really
does
make
what he thinks is best. He does what he wants, essentially. It's not about what's best for the team. It's this is my offense. This is what we're gonna run.
Yeah, but you don't know what you're doing. So let me bring up Michigan, man. Yo.
Hey, what's up, man? I'm sure you see my profile picture. I'm already campaigning for a new coach. Hey, you know one thing's facts, bro. We should have went for someone like Jetfish. Okay.
No, yeah, I
we
can't
should
say
have.
you wrong.
At the end of the day, Sharon Moore is an inexperienced coach with no head coaching experience, and in fact, he's got very little coaching experience. Period. And we elevated him to head coach. I don't think he's ready for the job personally. That's just me when it comes to head coach. In terms of the quarterbacks, Johnny's right. There's no quarterback that could fix this mess. And in terms of Orgy, look, I was the biggest Orgy supporter. But the fact of the matter is, he's got a bad release. He releases the ball low, and when he does a drop back, he doesn't drop back far enough. So part of that's on him. Part of that's on the offensive line. Part of that's also on him.
I agree on his drop back. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't drop back far enough. And I saw it the game before against Minnesota. I noticed it, and he's still doing it.
I don't know that's a big reason for the batted balls. Because if you look at even Warren and Tuttle, Tuttle I think had 1 or 2 a ball batted. But the point is, they weren't getting their balls batted like that because they actually drop back to where they're supposed to drop back, and their release is higher. So part of that's on Orton.
You just said Tuttle did. He absolutely got some balls knocked down. But
he did. But you see the difference. He drops back farther, and his release point is higher, so it gets over linemen.
I guess my point is that if it's happening with another quarterback, then it's probably still on the offensive line a bit. Like naturally, if your punch point as an offensive lineman is high, the defensive lineman is going to be standing up. And he's going to be easier to jump as the pass is coming. If I'm getting hit in my sternum or my midsection, if I have to come down to defend myself, it's less likely I'm going to be able to get up and bat a ball down. So it's
how tall is Tuttle?
Tuttle, like 6'2", I think, maybe 6'2", 6'1".
He's shorter than Orgy, right?
By an inch or two. Yeah, Orgy's 6'3".
Yeah. So to me,
Tuttle's listed as 6'4".
6'4"? Oh, he
Damn,
he
What
looks
he
small.
listed as.
that's
He don't
crazy.
look big at
Hey,
all.
He
That's
don't look
crazy.
6'4".
don't shoot,
God damn.
don't shoot the
Hey, but
messenger.
Michigan's been known to add a couple inches, though. Remember,
I'm just telling
Michigan's
you
been
what the
known to add a
post
couple
is.
inches to people's height. But I don't buy that at all. But hey, here's my thing, man. I'm gonna give Tuttle because they're gonna start Tuttle, guys. They're not starting Woodgie again.
That's
I'm
who
gonna
they
give
want.
him the same. I'm gonna give him the same grace I gave the other two. I'm gonna keep it consistent, right? I'm gonna give him a couple games too because he's gonna be the starter. I'll see if he improves. But to me, it's not a quarterback issue. It's an offensive issue. Now I put a link in the chat for the Twitter thing. There's a play in this game where Wink does a zone blitz on a bunch formation, right? And there's only two defenders to the side of the bunch, and it's a zone blitz where he brings a 6-man pressure. There's no one to cover anybody in the bunch. No one's there to cover because he brings 6, and then he drops the remaining players into a zone. But there's not enough players in the zone on the side of the bunch. It doesn't make no sense.
He wants to
You think it was
be
called that way, or you think they lined up wrong?
Look, click the link I put in the chat. You can watch the play.
Let me see.
Click that link.
Run this back. Okay. So by the bunch, let's see. Pre-snap, we got Guy, we got is that Page and Will, and then Guy's gonna blitz. So that means somebody in this box. Is that Barham maybe should pop out? Who's coming out?
No,
No, they
that's what he's calling though. He's calling 6-man pressures. It doesn't make sense. He's calling a 6-man pressure zone blitz, especially with that formation. It don't make no sense. There's no one to
not to
cover
the bunch.
anybody.
Yeah, not to the bunch. If he brings that from the field, maybe. But even
I don't
still,
know how
yeah.
that covers it. I don't know how you cover anybody with that. Like it makes no sense. To me, I'm firing both coordinators,
That's
both
how
of
I
them,
feel.
because we know what we got with Kirk Campbell, but Wink is. This is gonna sound crazy, y'all. He calling worse plays than Don Brown. They're worse than Don Brown
And
because
he's
I
he
don't
got
got.
think
more
he
To
ever
weapons.
would have
me,
beat. I don't think Don Brown ever beats a team like USC. Ever. Like
That's-
in any capacity. I don't think he ever beats a team like that.
I don't know, man. Look, he's called. Look,
That's
elite.
the only that is the only bail that I will give him, right?
Yeah,
He's
well,
obviously struggled, but he did come up big in a big game versus an elite offense. So I can't recall the time that Don Brown ever did that for us. So
we say that, but Minnesota just beat them and held them to 17 points. So I don't know how much credit I'm gonna give Wink for that. But here's
I
the
didn't
thing:
say they were a good team. I didn't say they were a good team. I said they had an elite offense. That's all. I just said they had an elite offense.
I don't even know if they do, honestly. But here's my thing. Wink has way more talent than some of those later years. Well, not for sure than those later years Don Brown had. My problem with Wink versus Don Brown, even though Don Brown's also bad, is Wink is doing 0 blitzes with no one to cover anybody, and he's doing it consistently. When Don Brown would blitz, at least you'd have people trying to cover. They couldn't cover, but you at least have people trying to cover. This dude, in that play I just showed you, he's doing a 6-man zone blitz, and you have 2 people wide open. No one's covering because there isn't anyone to cover.
And he does these blitzes in crucial situations too, like game on the line. Oh, game on the line. Y'all know what it is. 0. Let's get it. It never works, and he does it every game. Every game he does this in a big time situation. It has never worked, but he goes to it every time.
Yeah. And I told someone else on the other show, I was like, look, this is college, all right? The reason teams don't zero blitz a lot is because in the secondary, you need literally like NFL lockdown, not just
Exactly.
corners, all over the place. You need that because you're leaving everybody on an island, not just the corners. If you have wide receivers and tight ends that the linebackers have to cover, the safeties have to cover, they got to be locked down. They got to be in step with the receiver. That's not common in college where you have a whole secondary full of guys that can just cover on islands like that. He thinks he's in the, and I don't know what he's thinking. He
They
thinks he
had
can
it
call the
last
same
year.
stuff in the NFL.
They had it last year. Man, that's probably what he
They
was
did,
thinking.
and they didn't
Coming
even do that
into
last
the
year.
situation. Yeah, they didn't. They didn't. But they
Yeah,
had the
he wasn't
ability,
running no
right?
zero.
They had the ability to stick with guys and run down the field. They had Mikey, they had Will, right? So they were a little bit better personnel wise, I think, in the secondary last year. But even still, situationally, I do think it's still a issue with Wink. The problem that I'm having identifying though is that I don't know if these guys are just messing up or if he legitimately saw 4 receivers out there and decided to bring 6, right? Because honestly, it could have been either one. It could be that he's well. I have a
I
hard
gotta
time getting
disagree,
to
and
that
I'll tell you
point.
why. If it's 1 or 2 times over the course of these mini games, sure. This is going on every game. At that point, it's him calling the plays.
Well, I mean,
It's happening enough to where he's literally calling that play.
okay.
There's no if it was 1 or 2 times, sure. But where
No, but
he's when it's
again,
happening 3 or 4 times a game, he's calling that. He is.
And offensive coordinators, they start to know your MO. Like
yeah.
they know you're gonna blitz. That's what you want to do. Even in 2nd and 17s and 3rd and 10s, you just got a sack on with rushing 4. What makes you want to blitz now? Like,
Oh yeah, I'm with you on that. You know why he's also so predictable? Teams are starting to do screens to the short side of the field
yep,
because he's always blitzing from that side. So
yep,
they're just throwing screens there.
yep.
It's
You
I
ain't
mean it's
lying.
obvious.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
just so obvious. And then I gotta talk about this running back shit, man.
Go
What the
ahead.
hell was that, man? How does Edwards get the same amount of carries as Mullins in that game? I thought they learned from this. I thought they learned.
Well, Edwards was playing better last night.
I
Yeah,
don't
he had
care,
the
bro. This is what he does, man. This is what he does. He breaks off a run, right? He breaks off a run, and then they're like, "Oh, we're just gonna give him the ball the rest of the game." But we've learned our lesson for 2 years now. He could break off a run, but then he's gonna get stuffed or slip on a wide open hole that probably would have been a touchdown. If
I mean,
Mullins was in on that
I'll
play,
take
that's a
that.
touchdown, by the way. That's a
I'll take that.
TD.
But he was playing better than Mullins last night. Mullins didn't have it. Even when Mullins was in,
I can't say that
he
though.
wasn't breaking the tackles. The line wasn't blocking the same way. It didn't feel like it was his night. Now, in general, I think that they should still have Mullins as the RB1. He's had the better season. He's shown that he can carry the load. I don't mind on a night that Donovan's running better that he has more carries. He was running better. He was playing better.
Yeah, but I'll tell you this, man. With Blake Corum, even when he would be getting stuffed at the line, they stuck with him. They stuck with him because they knew that he could keep them on schedule
That's
more
Blake.
often than
He's the
not.
best running back we didn't had here in the last.
I know, but Mullins can do that too. Edwards can't, man. Edwards cannot keep you on schedule more often than not. He just can't. I'm sorry.
Well, again, in general sense, you're correct. Last night specifically, I don't think that was the case. I think he was about around 5 yards per carry. He had 100
Yeah,
yards.
we gonna disagree on this one, bro. I think you got to feed Mullins, man. I don't. This is the staff in general. They do this all over the place. They got happy feet when it comes to positions.
Mhm.
Quarterback, the offensive line, running back. That's just inexperience where you just, oh, this guy popped off a play. Oh, well, I'm gonna stick with him. Oh, this guy messed up here. Oh, I'm gonna switch him out.
Yeah,
Except for
you short selling it though. It wasn't just one play. The man, he was running pretty consistently last night. I don't.
nah, man. What are you telling Mullins, bro? Oh, you know who that's gonna take off? That's gonna take off Mullins because when Mullins pops off a big run, what do? Oh, Edwards come back in for a couple series.
No, that's
Edwards
not
pops
true,
off a
bro.
big
Mullins
run.
has been getting the lion's share of the carries for the last 2 weeks since he's been RB1, right? And as he
I
should.
know. Okay, but what was it? Week USC, for example, right? He pops off a big run. What do? Bring Edwards in. There's a clear favoritism going on here, where one guy pops off a big run, right? Oh, we gonna stick with you, Edwards. Mullins pops off a big run. Oh, we gotta give Edwards his carries. We
Yeah,
gotta give him his carries.
I think we're gonna disagree on this one, but it's okay. We can disagree. It's all good.
Yeah, that's fine. But hey, man, look, man, I'm campaigning. Look, let's get Nick Saban here, man. Hey, screw it. Let's get Urban Meyer here, man. I don't even care at this point. All right, let's get Urban Meyer because I'm telling you what, man, it's gonna be a train wreck. I can
I
see
ain't
it.
down that bad now. They can keep Urban. They can keep him.
No, no,
I'll
no.
take
Hey,
Nick, bro.
winning cures everything.
I'll take Nick.
Winning cures everything, man. I guarantee you, if they hired him tomorrow, you be buying an Urban Meyer Michigan jersey. I guarantee it.
I don't even want to put that thought into my mind. That's not happening. So
I
I'm
do,
not.
man, because we just won a chip. I ain't trying to go back to Rich
Yeah,
Rod
I
and
ain't
Hope.
doing that. I don't want no parts of that.
I guess. All right, well, I'm gonna get out of here, man. Just get ready for 7-5, 8-4. Hopefully, it is what it is, guys.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it, Mr. Man. So I'm gonna bring up Venice 90291. Yo,
What's up? You can hear me?
yes, sir.
Hey, yeah, how y'all doing? Hey, man, first, everybody just needs to relax. You know, I know this is something we not used to. You know, especially coming off the last 3 years. You know, but we gotta just take it in stride. Everybody gotta just chill out. And I can't really even blame Sharon Moore because this is really Jim Harbaugh's fault. He kept us in this NFL back and forth for the last 4 years to where we couldn't even get a quarterback. CJ Carr didn't want to come, Dante Moore didn't want to come, and this is all because of Jim Harbaugh. I don't even blame Sharon Moore for the quarterback situation. It's not his fault. I blame him for the assistant coaches. That's for sure. Because he hired them. He didn't have to. He wasn't forced to hire Wink or Kirk Campbell. So,
Mhm.
I blame him for that. But this quarterback situation, this is all Jim Harbaugh. You got to blame Jim Harbaugh. You got to, because he wanted to do the NFL dance. He never wanted to commit to Michigan. He did this for the last 3-4 years. So if you a high school quarterback, you why do I want to go there if I don't know who the coach gonna be? Because none of us knew Sharon Moore was gonna be the head coach. We could have never forecasted that 3 years ago. None of us. He had one good year because Harbaugh got suspended, and that's how he got the job. So we gotta start placing the blame correctly. And we gotta blame Jim Harbaugh. He had this little feud with Rob Emanuel, and it seemed like he just wanted to stick it to us when he left. You know what I mean? Because then let's think about it. He didn't accept the job until the transfer portal was closed, so we couldn't even get a quarterback.
That is a fact. A lot of people do forget that the fact
We
that
forget
that
that.
coaching thing and the national championship kind of pushed us out of the
It
transfer.
pushed us out of the exactly. So we couldn't properly recruit because we wasn't for sure if he coming, if he's staying, and then JJ made his decision late too. So
Off
all that
Harbaugh.
played a factor
Off
into the
Harbaugh.
quarterback situation. We wasn't able to go to the transfer portal. So I always blame Harbaugh for this quarterback. Now Wink, I man, if y'all watching the TV, the guy on the TV, they can't block Michigan defensive line, but it's like, why are you blitzing, bro? They can't block Mason Graham 1-on-1. They
Josiah
can't block
Stewart.
Stewart 1-on-1. They couldn't block Guy 1-on-1. Why are you sending extra defenders? Drop 7.
That's all you had to do. Whether it was
Bro,
man or zone, just
I
drop
don't
them.
get it. Hey,
Drop
listen,
all
y'all
of them.
remember when the Giants beat the undefeated Patriots? How did they do it? They only rushed 4. Had Tom Brady out there just scrambled. And that's how Michigan played last year. We rushed 4 with stunts. He does not stunt the line like ever.
No, he wants
He
to
just
blitz.
don't do it. So, and then, see, we all got caught up thinking like this was all going to be the same. Okay, we kept Kirk Campbell. We brought in Wink. He sent, Baltimore. No, man. We need to go back to the drawing board. And Sharon Moore he going to have to make some tough decisions. He going to
Fast
have
too.
to. He going to have to, man, because He needs to take the play calling for Kurt Campbell right now.
It should have already been took. I don't even understand how the man still got the call sheet.
How?
I don't understand how the man still got the call sheet.
I would tell him, get out the booth and come sit down.
No, get off.
Come sit next to me, buddy. I don't know how is he still calling plays. And then look, with the Tuttle and Orgy thing, right? Look, we was down 14. You get down 14 with a quarterback that can't throw, the game over, man. We was close to getting blown out. That's just the truth. So we got to give Tuttle some credit. He gave us some juice. I didn't say he did much, but what he did do is he did cause some confusion to where they had to bag the safeties off. So that gave us an opportunity to get back in the game. Now, he turned the ball over twice. There's no excuses for that. No excuse. That's why we lost the game. Turned the ball over twice.
Hey, bro, remember a couple of games ago when we were really concerned about the run game and we wasn't really getting anything going. The only thing that was working was Khalil Mullins breaking 5 tackles and, luckily picking up a first down. And then all of a sudden you made a switch of QB and stuff just started opening up.
Yeah, but listen, bro, we got down 14, though. But see, once you're down 14, the run game is pretty much over.
No, I hear that. And so now you got to throw the ball, right?
Right.
Kurt Campbell's answer was to switch the quarterbacks, right? And still keep throwing the ball in the area that he was throwing it before with Alex Orgy.
Yeah. I don't like all the short routes.
So it's
too many.
The bit of back off that they got was they didn't know what was coming from Tuck.
Right. I agree with you with that for sure. Yeah. That's for sure what happened, because that's why he threw that last interception. They set on it.
Yeah.
They knew they was going to go to another short route.
Once teams know you're going to call the game the way you're going to call it, I don't think Jack Tuttle really changes the calculus the way that a lot seem to think he is. But hey, I said it about Davis Warren. I said it about Alex Orgy. I'll say it about Jack Tuttle. We'll just see how it all plays out.
Yeah. Because right now, man, we looking like, is we gonna make a bowl game? Are we gonna make a bowl game?
Depends on where they start.
Are we gonna make a bowl game, Johnny?
Like, I don't know. I don't know, bro. Because if I'm gonna keep it real, like for real, all of our games are gonna be tight.
Yeah.
And some of these teams, like Illinois, they looking their chops like we about to smash these boys.
And Indiana
last time.
Indiana too.
Yes, we can get one, and that's the same.
And then Michigan State like shit, we can beat them.
You can. Hey, Jed Fish last night. Jed Fish was looking like, yeah, we ain't that good, but this is a top 10.
Yeah, we can get them.
You know what I'm saying? So he was pulling out all the stops,
all of them. Hey, first play of the game, he did a out and up.
Yep.
Bro,
they doing out and ups off the first play,
off the rip,
off the rip. Hey, but that's what I don't understand about Wink. You see Hill getting killed. They're clearly targeting Hill. Give the man some help.
No help for
roll a safety over there or something.
Because I keep forgetting to bring that up. Thank you. There's no reason. Why don't you get it, dude? Help.
Yeah, so I don't blame Hill. At some point, the coaches gotta help you out. Like you gotta help them. And you could have learned this in the Texas game. They didn't even target Will Johnson. They said we're going after everybody not named Will Johnson.
Can we talk about trouble for a second? Can we talk about trouble? I'm gonna get out of here after that, bruh. I love Will Johnson, one of the best DBs we've had here in a while. You absolutely cannot face guard a wide receiver on third down that would have got you off the field.
Yeah, but who called that defense?
What? Nah, bro.
Nah, man.
I don't give a shit what you call. You do not get a PI. You are the best corner in the nation. You the best thing. You the best player we got on this team.
Yeah, but
for the game, We can get the ball back if you just knock this ball down, get in the way, whatever. Just don't be I. Don't be I.
Tell him, Johnny. Please tell him.
This is why I'm not mad at Trouble.
Oh,
because
me neither.
Because if he look,
give it
let me finish, G. Let me finish, man. Because if he picks the ball, they still get the first down. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. They called roughing the passer or hitting.
Yeah, it was 2 flags on the play.
It didn't matter, bro. If he would have picked it, it didn't matter. He would have picked it and took it to the house, and we would have been mad right now, like they cheated us.
Even still, I would have much rather it played out like that than how it did.
I couldn't have took that one.
I didn't see the roughing the passer. I just seen him catch the ball super late and then go to the receiver's face with his hand.
Yeah. There was a Hillman jumped up and then came down with what do they call it? Hitting the quarterback high or something like that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Unnecessary.
Yeah, so there was 2 penalties: the pass interference and the roughing. So it was just like,
man.
Bro, why are you calling? My thing was, why are you calling zero blitz? This is the game.
Thank you.
This is the game.
Hey, guy, I know we don't like zero. I know
That's
we don't like zero
people
blitz.
revert back to
I don't like zero blitz,
and he knows zero blitz.
I don't like zero blitz. I don't like it. But if there's one person you expect to be able to play man coverage on this team, is Will Johnson.
But
we can't get so down that we can't even expect Will Johnson to play man.
That was the wrong situation. That's on Wink, man.
Play call.
Okay.
Wink is tripping, bro.
It's still a bad play
and then
call.
he wasn't in bump and run.
It's fine. I'm gonna leave y'all with this. If we can't,
He wasn't even in
Will,
bump.
I'm gonna leave you with this, and I'm gonna get off of it. I'm gonna let y'all have it. If Will can't play coverage in that situation, we not making no fucking bowl game. We gonna be 5-20.
Nah, man, that's one play. Will can get beat one play. Like it happens.
All I'm saying is, if we're so adverse to playing man that we can't put Will Johnson out there by himself and expect him to make a play, we are down terribly. We are down,
bro.
bad.
We can't play man with zero safeties. That's
the
problem.
Will Johnson.
No, but
Will
listen,
Johnson needs a safety consistent.
Anybody can be. Listen, I don't care if it's Darrell Revis. He can get beat with zero coverage. Zero.
Right.
You can get beat if a receiver got 2-way go, and it's zero safeties. Anybody.
I'm saying if you can't put your best corner in man.
No, bro. You keep saying man. It wasn't man. It was zero. It's a difference.
It wasn't man. It was zero.
Yeah, that's the bro.
Hold on. I'm not trying to disrespect you. I just want to break down what it is we
I understand what you say, but it's a different type of man coverage.
It has nothing to do with what coverage you're always in man if you're playing zero. It's referring to what coverage you have up top.
I'm understanding. I understand completely what you're saying, but what I'm saying, that was a horrible play call. I don't care if you got 5 Deion Sanders out there. You don't play zero in college. You don't do it.
Like at the end of the day, it was mano y mano.
Hey, you like Wink low key. You like Wink low key.
I'm not even arguing
Marcus,
for Wink.
You like
I'm not arguing for Wink. I'm arguing.
Marcus.
We talking about Will Johnson. You don't want him in. You don't want him in zero coverage. Cool. It was a bad call. Put that over there in the corner for a second. Can Will Johnson play man or not?
Yeah.
Can he play man or not? Okay. Man is man, right?
Yeah, I give it to you. He got beat, bro.
Hold on, I'll let you finish. Give Wink his lashes for not putting the safety over top. Give Will his lashes for getting beat.
I just said, bro, he got beat. I give you that. It's no denying it. He got beat. You know what I mean? I agree with you. But at the end of the day, the coaches got to put you in the best position to win, man.
I agree.
And the truth is, Wink Martindale continuously puts our DBs in adverse situations. He's been
Tough
doing it
spots.
since week 1. He did it against the sorry team week 1.
Yep, McBurrows. He had McBurrows in that zero.
Week 1 he did it. He got fired from the Giants from doing it. And now he on our team doing it.
I'm not stopping you from the bad play calls, bro. Like, it is what it is. He has to own that. I just want to hold everybody responsible.
No,
Like,
you're
you're not
right.
gonna
I'm
get
with
bailed
you.
out because you didn't have a safety over top. Not having a safety over top is not the reason why you gave up that
he got
play.
beat. He got
Yeah,
beat.
the only reason I didn't get on him like that because it didn't matter. You get what I'm saying?
It didn't. It really didn't. It was
Because
2 penalties on the play.
Yeah, so regardless, if you don't call the pass interference, they call that one. If he picks it off, it's still their ball. Like,
And
we
then
were done.
look, this is a big reason why you don't see a lot of zero in college. It's because of the hash marks. The hash marks makes the field so much wider. It's so much more room to cover.
You
In
preaching
the
now.
NFL, they like zero in the NFL because it's a lot, especially in the red zone. They like,
There you go.
it's more a confined space, so the ball got to come out now.
Agreed.
You know, and so that's what Wink is. Wink, you're not in the NFL no more. You got 4 dominant pass rushers. Why are you blitzing? Matter of fact, we got 5 of them. If you add TJ Guy and more, what are you doing blitzing? I would never blitz, like ever. like ever. Like, I don't understand it. And then he get the film. It's like, what are you watching? That's how you know it's all about ego, bro. It's the same thing with Don Brown. Don Brown used to get scorched, and his ego would not let him change. That's why I don't like too much super old head coaches. They don't they're stuck in their ways. You can't teach them new things. And I was kind of scared about that when we hired Wink. Remember, Johnny, everybody was like, Wink, Wink, Wink. We tried to defend him. And he's proven us completely wrong. Wink is who we thought he was.
This dude making us look bad, bro, from taking up for him.
Yeah, we taking up for him in the beginning of the season. We like, Wink ain't gonna, he ain't John Brown.
Gonna do that. He ain't
gonna do that. And remember, everybody was asking him. He was getting mad. He was getting mad that they was comparing him to John Brown.
Attitude. He said it was
Remember,
profile.
he used to have an attitude at the press conferences.
He was mad as shit.
And now you want
I wish I could go to one of them press conferences and really ask him some things. Because it seemed like our beat writers, I want to get on them for a minute. What are y'all asking
about it? Oh, no,
they want to play. Yeah. Like, what are y'all asking? I give the Ohio State beat writers, hey, they don't play. They come up in there asking all the questions that the fans want to hear. Our beat writers is like, they brown nosers. Like, man, we need to be asking the tough questions. Wink, why are you blitzing so much? And they can't block Mason Graham. Why are you blitzing?
They can't block Josiah Stewart. They can't block Kenneth Grant. They can't block TJ Guy.
They couldn't block none of them, and he don't understand. The reason why you get pressure with 4 is because you got 7 in the back end. It's harder to read the coverage when it's 7 dudes back there. So that gives time for the pass rush to get there. See, he don't understand. It works together. But see, when he blitz, it's not even creative. Like, you can see it coming.
Yeah, you see it coming.
You see it coming pre-snap.
He keeps blitzing up the middle, and it never gets there.
Never. Burham has not gotten close to a sack. And he keeps blitzing these.
And he keeps blitzing this. Like, what Wink is doing, like, you have to laugh at this because it's mind-boggling how, like, bro, it's like he ain't even watching the game or something. Like,
it's not. Look, the one time he dropped the linebackers, Hausman got a pick.
Yep. Hausman's playing
And
well.
remember, Hausman
Hausman is
almost had
playing
2
good.
picks.
Yep.
He's
He
playing
jumped
really
too
good.
early the first time.
He jumped too early on the first one. That lets you know right there. Drop 7, dude. Let our 4 and then stun them. Man,
Shit,
teams
he
last year
almost
used to
had one on the
hate
drop
playing
too.
us because the offensive lines used to, like, they would be so confused with our line stunts. I don't, like, bro, he just don't stunt the line. I don't get it.
That was a staple. That's what made us so good last year. Twists and stunts.
Yup.
So
And
we
you
didn't
know
have
who
to
I
do it.
think we adopted that from? I think we adopted that from Georgia. Because remember when we played Georgia, Georgia stomped us with them line stumps. When we played Georgia that year in the playoffs,
2021.
and then the next year we started doing line stunts.
No,
Well,
you'll be
that's
right.
when Jesse first came.
Yeah.
Man, we missed Jesse, and Jesse looked good in the NFL.
Yeah, he looks great. He's gonna be a head coach pretty soon. That's who I wanted us to get.
Yup, I
That's
remember.
who I wanted. I was saying it the whole time. I wanted Jesse because I didn't want to lose that football mind on defense.
Yeah, man. All right, man. I'm gonna let somebody else come up, man. Look, we all just gotta be patient. I mean, ain't really nothing we can do but be patient.
Let's be patient. Yeah, that's all we got.
It ain't nothing else for us to do. Now, hey, remember it was you get nothing. Now it's we get nothing.
Damn. Yeah.
Johnny, because of Johnny, we got fans on our asses.
They they on my head, bro. They on my head.
I'm scared to go in any chat room now.
They on my head because I've been laughing at them for 3 years straight. I've been getting my
3
jokes
years
straight.
we had it good. We was trolling people. Damn. You know what I mean?
Damn.
They coming
You
for their
know,
rent.
now,
Man.
hey,
Yeah,
now
it's gonna be a long off season, y'all.
It's gonna be a long off season. Because
Just
and it's a
handle it
critical
better
one.
than they did.
It's a critical off season too. Because we gotta fix the offensive line, the quarterbacks, and then look, D-line, them dudes is leaving. Them dudes is gone. That's it for them.
We could
That's
lose
it for
all of them.
Trouble. Trouble gone.
Yep.
We got a lot of holes to fill, man. We could be in for another year next year.
And honestly, next year was the year that I was expecting us to be rebuilding.
Right.
This was supposed to be the year we were supposed to coast off our talent.
Transition,
and
right.
steal some games. Yeah, this is not what we expected.
Nah, this not. Our expectations was a lot higher than what's going on right now, and I think they was too for the team. You know, I'm pretty sure the team expected better too. You know, so you know it is what it is, y'all. Go blue, man.
Go blue.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
gone.
Go blue.
I think I'm scoot up out of here as well. Appreciate you having me on, Johnny.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate everybody in the chat. Y'all know where I'm at. Follow me at House Divided and Back of the Bus. We'll actually be going live on Back of the Bus here in about an hour, so come check us out.
Yes, sir.
All right, appreciate you, bro.
That was Marcus from Back of the Bus. I'm about to get out of here after I bring up E. We're gonna see what E talking about. Then I'm gonna go and get out of here. We're going to 3 hours. Y'all know I don't be going live for no 3 hours. This is bad. What up, E?
Hey, what up, man? Thanks for keep doing what you're doing, man. Appreciate your work, man. First off, man, this is really about poor assessment of the positions by the coaches and also ego. And we've all played on a team where we know somebody should be starting, but the coach got somebody else in.
Yep.
I think with the quarterback, I think the team wanted orgy at the beginning, and I think there's a divide in the locker room. And not even just with who's playing, with the coaches. It's one of those things where Wink, like you said, should have called up Jesse and be like, hey, this is what you was doing. I'm not going to change too much. But it's one of those things where you coming in and you want to kind of solidify what you're doing and trying to force the players to play in a scheme that they struggle with. Instead, he's just looking at the strengths and say, you know what, I'm going to adjust what I do to the players. So that way the
Mhm.
players can have these guys out here thinking too much. And that's what it
Yeah.
is. They're thinking, they can't really react because they're thinking about it. And, you know, a lot of the stuff he's running, he's out there playing Madden. My man that load up the Xbox and my man just bringing quarter blitzes from the far side of the field. Like, it's just crazy. Like, he's just itching to blitz. I got pressure with 4. We got a sack. I'm about to send this blitz. Like,
Yeah, it's
it's just
crazy.
trigger happy. Dude is trigger happy. And then Kirk Campbell, man, you know, he's inexperienced. Sharon is going to have to be the bad guy. He's going to have to
Mhm.
look at Nick Saban. Nick Saban, man, he will fire an offensive defensive coordinator if they weren't performing. And it's the same thing that almost got Harbaugh in trouble with Don Brown. You know, you can't be buddy buddy. You can't, you know, say, hey, you know, if we talking about the team, but we letting Kirk Campbell out there doing. I don't even know what he's. I'm confused. What is he seeing? Like, if we all see this, how come the coaches don't see this? But maybe
Yeah.
they do. Maybe they just want to run what they run and not really think about the players. But you're really hurting the players. You're really hurting the players by not, um, you know, putting them at their strengths, focusing on strengths, and kind of staying away to weaknesses. Like, we could run all the stuff last year that Wink is doing this year, but Jesse just didn't want it because he was more so focused on the secondary. And like you said, he started doing the stunts and twists after the TCU game because we weren't getting no pressure in that game. And if you
Mhm.
look at it, when we start running the stunts and twists, we start getting pressure and we got 7 on the back end. That's why our defense is so good. But when you take those resources out the secondary and you start blitzing, they see what the blitz is going through. I mean, them boys threw a screenplay from the other side of the field. I I was like, man, Washington, they play calling was with the talent they got. If we could even call a game somewhat close to what Washington did last night, we would win a lot of games. But this
Yeah, we
vanilla
won't even
stuff,
come close to no play calling like that.
run up the middle, run up the middle. Mullins is killing it. Oh, let me take him out, put Donovan in. Oh, we fumble. We have to put Mullins back in the game to save the USC game. Dog, that is poor rotations for running back coach. Offensive play calling, Sharon is going to have to. He's not going to get the leash Harbaugh got.
Mm-mm.
He's not going to get the lead. He's a black coach. They're gonna get him out of here in 2 or 3 years, and I think he will be a good coach. But part of that is going to be him firing Kirk Campbell and firing Wink. That's the only way he's going to save his career there. If he don't fire them, they're going to run him into the ground. He's going to be gone in 2 or 3 years.
Yep, and he's gonna be roasted too. He's
Yep,
gonna be roasted.
yep. That's all I got, man. Hey, man, it's been a while since we've been losing like this, and so the rants are funny, but we got kind of spoiled too. So we
We
got kind of
did,
spoiled.
but I still gotta let him have it.
All right, man. I'm out of here, man. Appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you, E.
All right.
Yeah, the rants are fun. I mean, I don't, because that's what people started watching me back in the day. Because I used to go off on the staff or the players, and then even Ohio State, I would praise Ohio State because Urban Meyer and even Ryan Day, his first few years, they would masterclass us, So I'm gonna tell you like it is, We started winning and it was going well, so I wouldn't have to rant. We were just winning constantly. So, it was just a laugh. You know what I'm saying? Everything was good. But hey, this is bad coaching. This is bad. Offense, defense. We look poorly coached at multiple positions. So, I got to let them have it because that's what it is. Ain't no freebies. Ain't no freebies. Ain't no freebies, so I had to let him have it, And speaking on Sharon Moore, he's got to do something about it, because the coaching is just bad. If I'm him, I take over play calling. And I have to hold Wink accountable. Like, I have to hold Wink accountable because ain't no way. Sharon, if we see it, bro, Sharon Moore has to see this stuff and be like, he blitzing again, first down. Yeah, is this dude like Sharon has to have the balls to tell Wink, bro, stop blitzing. I need your blitz rate to be 20 to 28%, 20 to 30%. Anything above that, I'm gonna get you out of here. Oh, you ready for your vacation? You ready to retire? All right, beat it. See ya. Like Sharon, he gotta understand that, like, you being the, because when they hired him, you the first black coach at Michigan. You gonna be the first black coach hired and fired in a year or two at Michigan too. You better understand that. This is serious. I've been saying it. You in it now. You in it now. Yeah, you in it now, bro. You come on, you have to be the CEO of the program. So that's holding everybody accountable, and everybody on that staff knows Sharon Moore ain't going to put up with this. Sharon Moore ain't going to put up with me, with my defense not executed. He's not going to put up with my offense not executing. My linebackers, my safeties, my offensive linemen, my running back, every position coach, every offensive coordinator understanding Sharon is not going to accept anything but excellence. Let me read this super chat, and I'm gonna go over the super chats, and I'm gonna get out of here. I am tired, and honestly, after this live, Ohio State fans trolling, and last night, I'm about to go get me a steak and some mashed potatoes because I love potatoes. So I'm gonna go get me a steak and potatoes. You hear me? Appreciate it, Ron Piles. He low key appreciate the $20 chat. Great show, Jay. No matter what, you keep it 100. Yes, sir. And that's all I try to do. That's all I try to do. Appreciate the super chat, Zulu King. He had 2 from Zulu King. 23 Tails, appreciate it. Jamie Hogue, appreciate that. 23 Tails again. 23 Tails. 23 Tails. I appreciate all the donations for 23 Tails. Ora 82 came with the super chat. I think I forgot to read this one. $9.99 from Moneyless Money. I don't know. That's a lazy take too. Elite programs have multiple good players at every position. Doesn't matter who was declaring or not. You recruit regardless. Yeah, that's a fact. That is a fact. But yeah, I appreciate y'all joining the live. Let me remind some people what it is, and then we're gonna get on out of here, fellas.
The king in the north! The king in the north!